PHL Season 2 is upon us, and with it comes a brand new format designed to be in step with the format of the official DreamHack Major. In this format, Cash Out and Final Round will both be used throughout the entire season, with the most important matches being reserved for 3v3 Final Round in true finals fashion. The regular season plays out over 3 weeks, with playdays on both Wednesdays and Saturday, but this time around, the days go hand in hand. Wednesday playdays will play out like the normal playdays from past seasons, with shuffled groups each week playing 5 cash-out matches and earning points based on placement and kills. But these points will work to sort teams into groups for Saturday. The best 4 teams from Wednesday will be in Group A, the second 4 teams in Group B, with the bottom 4 teams in Group C. This is where the majority of points will be earned. The groups will play a single match of cash out, then the top 2 play a final round best of 3 for first and second. Bottom 2 playing for third and fourth, the top 2 from Group B play for fifth and sixth, etc. down the line. At the end of league play, the top 8 teams will qualify for their regional championships. Unlike previous seasons, there will be no inter-regional competition. We'll save that for the major. Now let's talk about the championships. Spots 1 through 6 will be locked for champs, but 7th through 10th place will compete in a last chance play-in. The championships are going to be using the same format from day 2 of the major, with 2 stages. Stage 1 will be a series of cash-out matches with final round 3v3 matches to eliminate 4 teams, leaving the top 4. Stage 2 will use the match point system, also known as the heat system used in the major. 4 teams will play cash-out, with the top 2 teams progressing into 2 final round matches, teams earning a point for every final round win. A winner will be crowned when a team reaches 5 final round wins. Welcome to PHL Season 2. We hope you enjoy the ride.
That's 2 from graduating. He's done it. He's finding success in the middle of this furball. Absolute calamity from this.
The winch is going to stall it, and he's done it! He's done it!
Unbelievable from OG. Carries the team. How has Carnifex gone away with that? He even gets the second.
Hello and welcome to PHL Season 2 Playday number 2. My name is Rio and I'm joined by a new face here, Keg. How you doing, Keg?
I'm so glad my new face is working. You know, the surgery was good. There was a lot of complications, but unfortunately, they also gave me a brand new role. Normally, I'm your host. We're adding a new hosting role for the season, but the face that the caster I had to take away from, unfortunately, they didn't survive the operation, so I had to take their place as a caster here instead.
Yeah, well, and we are happy that you were filling his shoes, because, yeah, things change at the very last minute, but we love to have you here, and you know what else we love? We love some amazing finals action, and that's what we're going to get today, because today we're going to get started with Group A, which, for yous that didn't know, on Wednesday we got all of the seeding for the groups today. So, Group A is stacked. It is the top 4 teams in the NA bracket right now, and Keg, why don't you talk us through these 4 teams?
I mean, look, this is the group of death. This is the very, very scary group. Everyone's been talking about how great Envy, Pioneers, and Nightmare have been, not only just in the finals, but through the entirety of esports in general. It's hard to not go on social media and see Envy's heroics in other games, or Nightmare as well. Pioneers, for a long time, had a huge establishment in other tactical FPS themselves. Fire Strays, as a relative newcomer into the final sphere, is still a more newer team and organization for me, but the fact that they've been stacked up against these 3 other organizations, they're gonna have to make their mainstay here. We'll have to see how well they can pair up.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. There are some heavy hitters in this first group. It'll be really exciting to see who goes on to the 3v3s after this cash out match. Cash out is going to be wild. It's always intense. It's always chaotic. You never know what you're going to get. And yeah, I'm going to be really excited to really kick things off today. But Keg, what are your thoughts on the teams that we have here so far? You talked about their standings, but yeah, what do you feel about them going into cash out?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Rio. I don't really think much at all, but I can't wait to see what game number one's gonna look like. I think there's been a lot more devout metas being developed for this game going to the second season. The very important thing about our second season here for this league is that PHL, this is a season where there's gonna be a lot of signed teams. You're gonna have some teams that are more free agents and those who aren't with respective orgs, but the teams that are truly signed are gonna want to optimize themselves and their team as much as humanly possible, which means there's going to be less variety in a lot of teams. So while yes, we talked about how great Pioneers, Envy, and in that first Group A, Nightmare are going to be, I don't expect them to have a lot of differences in their play style on a macro level. How they play individually will be different, but I'm really curious, funny enough, to look at the other groups too, to see the more free agent teams and their more loose play styles.
Yeah, it will be more interesting as we get into the later groups, but you know what's going to be insanely interesting? This
What's
one
up?
right now. Everybody is here. We have loaded into Burnell. We have Envy, the Fire Strays, the Pioneers, and Nightmare all getting started on Cash Out. The vault has been spawned on both teams. We have another one over here on Theater. Does look like one member from the Fire Strays is starting to make their way over there. Envy as well. We can see a rooftop battle has already kicked off. Nice little healing beam from good old T-Mills. He wasn't able to keep his teammate healed in there, so they're going to have to run out there. So right now, Envy has the high ground, and it's going to be quite a battle for Fire Strays to get up.
Envy's one of those organizations where no matter which game they play, they always have a signature style, and that style is pure aggression. Really love to see the opening picks go into Envy's favor. They're not in first place yet, but as we see more fights go through, they're not a flawless team either. They've already lost 2J early on, though. Not too late. They did lose their large, but they still have the medium and light to deal with. Above, though, is Strays. They're the team that I wasn't sure about going into this matchup, and while they were able to win some initial 50-50s, it's them to find two more. All of Envy's completely gone, Rio.
Yeah, that was crazy. They just got into each other's faces, and then before you knew it, they all went down one after the other. And looking now, we see Uni, the last person remaining on Nightmare. He does have the ability to coin in his teammates, but they are going to get the reses instead. They're going to concede the vaults and go for the teammates and bring them back up into this next battle. The Vault 1 has been plugged into Cash Out A. The Pioneers are now getting set up. You see that gateway. We see a few explosions going off as well. Nobody yet too close to them, but I think it looks like Nightmare is ready to start the advance. On the other side of things, we see that the Pioneers are trying to keep everybody alive. Somebody has already gone down. A llama already there. They're going for the res, dashing back into the building. This is going to put him in a very unique position.
Yeah, new position indeed. Like the long distance range that we see is coming out now from Estin, but unfortunately though, they're not able to connect any shots. So quiet at the moment though. These vaults are still connecting. All the while though, Pioneers, they've had a pretty stalwart lead so far in the beginning of this first map, but there hasn't been a lot to really stop them. Finally now we're seeing a little bit of contestation, but all the while, Envy, this is their chance after that early wipe to finally bring things back.
Yeah, they've slowed things down. They're looking at a new approach, going at a very methodical way, trying to spot anybody out, get any information. They know that they have time. This cash out is more than halfway done, but that does give them lots of opportunities to poke and prod. And I'm amazed they've really slowed things down. So the approach surely is about to kick off. They must hear each other. All of the Pioneers, though, staying very strong. There is the explosion just blowing up the wall. The engagement kicks off. A winch claw pulls him in. One going down, left and right. The PFR hitting insanely hard. Can he find another one? Bring down that light of the Pioneers. There goes one. It is all on Brendy and Spawns. They're very low, but they can build back up. They need to get Drama back in this battle. It is now versus 2, and there it goes. Brendy went down. Moving over to the other side of things, Varian popping off the 90 PR, getting some shots on Lasagna, bringing all of Nightmare down. This cash out is going to stay in the hands.
Poor Lasagna. Garfield's not going to like that one. Gotta say, though, Fire Strays have looked amazing going into this matchup. I wasn't sure how they would play at the beginning of this, but they have been the most consistent team we have seen in the entirety of this match. And surprisingly, we haven't really seen anything from Nightmare at all. The only engagements we've seen have been giant group fights. They've lost them both. But now that the fact that the next vault is opening up, we see a great lead from Envy. Fire Stray still maintaining that, well, okay, Caster's Curse. Second to first place now. This next big fight will be the determining factor for Nightmare.
Absolutely. The fact that they have $0 right now is really concerning. They don't have a tap. They don't have a kill. They have nothing to their name. And there we go. Finally, they get a tap. Get that nice little $1,000, but it's not going to do much because Varian and the rest of the Fire Strays are here to capitalize on the chaos that Nightmare is being developed. They're completely open. Surely there's a gateway to bring this vault all the way over there. Right now, it's just the open god game. They're waiting it out. It seems like all of Nightmare has just left. They've conceded this vault. They do not want to be in the engagement. I'm not sure the logic on this one. They're going to get a gateway set up. Fire Strays are going to be able to take this vault wherever they want.
So with only 4.5 minutes left, Rio, what is the game plan for a team in the bottom two? How are they able to catch up and catch a vault this quickly if Envy and Fire Strays are playing so far away?
Yeah, they got to go for cheeky strats. They got to go for the vault. They got to double something. They got to get in control. They got to get some kills like they just did. Gremlin popped off. Got a nice long-distance kill on Varian there. That's going to put them in a good position. They need to capitalize on that more. Lasagna trying to find another shot. Did get blocked by the vault, potentially. He's still on the hunt, unable to get that plug. Fire Strays losing one more member. It's all down to T Mills. Can he stall? I don't think he wants to. He's gone off to the side. Gonna wait for his team.
And look, I've said this so many times, I'm a broken record. Nightmare absolutely needs this vault to go in their favor. But with so much time left on the clock, and while everyone's taking a breather, this is the chance to wait for the last second and a team to swoop in to take that vault away. So who's going to be the team to do it? Rogue shots come out from somewhere. Lasagna's looking around, but can't find where the strays are coming from. All the while, though, a quarter of the way gone, it's going to be the vault under. And that's going to be good for Lasagna to poke around to make sure he can get that heal beam off. With everyone so far away, this could be the ultimate third-party attack to make sure Nightmare cannot get anything going.
Yeah, they need to change things up right now. They need to move on, set up their defenses, get ready for the push. They know he's coming. They saw a little bit of action there. Got a little damage chipped away, and it is very interesting. Just holding the setup, holding it back, buying themselves as much time as they can, trying to kite this, trying to buy themselves space. Right now, they know that all the Fire Strays are right there, right below. Ready for this fight.
This is so scary. Fire Strays have already lost T-Mills. They're going to be going into this in a 2v3. They'll have to do what they can, though. It's going to be at least a top-down dissension. That's going to give them an early advantage. The height differential will be much easier for them to take some bodies down. All the while, Lasagna is good to remove another. Very's the only member of Fire Strays left, and he has some grounded control, but not for much longer. Uni up above, looking for that final member to see what they can do to go for the team wipe. The Pioneers, they've been slow for this first game, have finally made their way onto the vault, but they have one singular chance to wipe away all the enemy team members and get to the vault's control. And there might not even be time for that. Okay,
Yeah,
Uni.
the time is ticking down. It is almost up. Everybody is still here. Nightmare somehow was able to hold on to that for the entire cash out. You love to see it. It is amazing, and they get it, the cash. Envy now on their way towards Vault. The other Vault, they're bringing it to cash out B. Gonna get things started, and Envy looking pretty good. They were the dominating force all through Wednesday, and it's looking like they are staying on top of the leaderboard. And in fact, look at what's happening right here, Keg. No team wants to fight Envy. They all have just decided, third team, this Vault, it's just pure chaos.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because it feels like Envy's just on the board. No one wants to face them at all. They're playing a completely different game from the bottom two.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. Time's just ticking down. The vault has popped. I'm not sure who was able to grab it, but right now, Spawn's just sitting there with the rest of his teammates. Gonna go to the Lasagna's perspective now. Nice little bounce pad set up, ready to bounce on a moment's notice if his teammates want to dive for it. But there's Nightmare getting the plug. They were just a few minutes ago sitting at $0. Right now, they're at 21K. Can they hold on to this? They did get another plug. They hold on to this, they get another 18,000. It won't be enough to bring them into the League of Envy, but it will still hold them on to second and bring them into those 3v3s.
Absolutely. Envy, again, they're looking pretty dang good for their own vault. They're in just a league of their own at the moment. But if I'm Fire Strays, I'm very worried about this potential vault cap coming out from Nightmare. This is their chance to turn things back around. The colors may be similar, but the scoreline, absolutely not. There's a long-range battle. Electrical shocks up above onto the roofs. This is the attempted steal that I've wanted to see since the beginning of this game. Pioneers, this may be their very last chance this game to take it back, but with 1 minute left on the clock, Pioneers, they gotta make this count. That vault is halfway done, and even then, we're seeing so much trap usage being laid down onto the ground. But Nightmare are running away. Fire sprays are involved in the process. Envy's nowhere to be seen. Fire gunfights everywhere. Chain strike people in. But even through all of that, Pioneers, they have the vault control. They've captured it finally. This could be their chance to snipe away fire sprays.
Yeah, they
Oh,
absolutely
but
need to
it's
hold
going, Rio!
on. It is
What is
going
happening?
non-stop.
This poor
Everybody is
house!
here.
Oh,
They
no!
want this cash. Gremlin trying to go for a cheeky steal. A lot of people have been down in this battle. Brindy going down as well, but they're diving directly onto him, but he sticks
got
it!
it back!
Gremlin's able to hold it. Now he just has to hold on for 7 seconds, but all of Envy are here to just grief them out. They want this cash. They wiped them. Can they stick it? It'll be utter chaos if they do, but instead they go for the emotes on top of it, knowing that they ended in first place. What a wild match. The Pioneers almost came back the very last second to grab second place, but they couldn't hold on, and just the utter chaos of the finals shows so presently here in that first match.
That was very fun to watch. That was awesome. But I gotta say, I think overall, just the pure control of the macro we saw from Envy was the most impressive thing in that matchup. As flashy and fun as it was to see Fire and Nightmare duke it out against each other, the fact that Envy would swoop in at the last second, clean up the messes that they made, capture these vaults, if they were the ones even contested. Because they got ones way out in the middle of nowhere where they never had any challenges. They were the ones to capitalize on everything. Now,
Yeah.
I want you to look at the scoreboard really quick, though. We see 2-in-1 deaths on NV side. That was from the initial team wipe they had from, I believe, Fire Strays within the first, 20 seconds of game one? They were never in a group fight after that.
Yeah, it's such a weird dynamic to see an entire team basically kind of left alone. They just let it be, and yeah, we're just not going to deal with it. We're going to go for second place. And honestly, it was such an amazing victory to watch Nightmare go from zero. We were halfway then. You were literally asking me, what do you do if you're a team in this situation? And they did everything right. It was great to see a turnaround like that, and it's going to be amazing to follow them into the 3v3s.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what the changeups will be going into the next game. Envy, like you mentioned, game plan was looking great. I like the scrappier style we saw from all the other teams. I think it was just a slow start from Pioneers that they never really got that proper footing in the game number one. It happens to the best of us. So this could very well be the chance to turn it around for game two.
Yeah, well, and we're going to change over to the 3v3 format. So it'll be exciting to watch us watch Envy versus Nightmare. These are two teams that are going to just give us an entire show. We even saw them battle it out at the very end there. They came in and they were just ready to try and jump on that cash out that Nightmare was holding on to, and they did get some kills. So that will be a very exciting battle, and just the whole concept that we lose half of the chaos. We lose two teams and we really kind of isolate it. Now it's still chaotic because it's the finals, but it makes it where it's a little more uniformed chaos.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting now that we go to 2v2 teams because Envy was the team that really capitalized on other teams fighting each other, really that third party maneuver. But now that they have to be directly engaged in these fights, we know that Envy likes to sign very aggressive players just throughout the organization. So I think they can change up their style just enough that there wouldn't be any adaptability that teams could find against them in game one.
Yeah, and they are very aggressive players. You basically nailed that to a T. That is just how they play. And it's weird because you have to play against their aggression if you want to try and counter them. You want to try and find that little tiny crack that their aggression allows, because that's what happens is that you do find a little crack in their aggression. They jump at something, they dive in, one person gets misplaced, and then that becomes the kill, and you just dive and then you steamroll it from there. But the amount of teams that have been able to do it against a team like Envy, it's very, very slim. But it's also Nightmare. So it
Yeah.
could be Envy's nightmare situation. I don't know, a little bit of a pun there.
Wow. Okay, Rio. I see you. I see you. I gotta say, Nightmare's been one of the teams, one of the organizations that's been more recently on my radar. But as
Mm.
I say that, we did get our map bans coming through just now, and Envy choosing to pick Bernal and Horizon for the second and third maps, excuse me, first and third. Numbers are very hard. I'm not a prime number guy. But Bernal getting this early advantage here with Envy, do you think this is a good map selection for them?
Absolutely. I mean, they have shown time and time again that they just crush it on Bernal. It is a wonderful map for them. They have shown us time and time again that they just control this map. And Citadel, it's going to be the weird one, Nozomi Citadel going into the middle of it. Just because Nightmare picked it, it's one of the weirder ones. Even the top tier teams haven't figured out their full strategy of it. I say that, and I've been saying that for a while, but we've had it for, I don't know, about 4 months now. And there are a lot of good strategies on it, but it's still just a unique map. And I think that it's a little bit one sided in certain areas. So it'll be unique when we get to that one because we will make it to at least the second map. But yeah, it's going to be interesting if that's going to be what cracks the Envy's armor, so to say.
I want to poke at that bear a little bit more, Rio. You say it's more of a one-sided map in certain situations.
Hmm.
We know Envy loves the look at the macro, the big picture of a map like Bernal, and they're definitely going to want to capitalize on that one-sidedness. What can Nightmare do to make sure that cannot happen for Envy?
Basically, just follow the attack properly. Like, go at it, do it something different. Don't go directly at them and kind of go underneath them. But with all that said, we have loaded into Bernal again to watch two teams battle it out. Envy versus Nightmare. The Vault 1 has been spawned. Both teams very close to it, making their way onto the rooftops, trying to go for that engagement. STN already taking some shots off, but look at that. His teammate immediately there to just heal him right back up with that infuser, and this might be a slowdown from the approach that we saw in Cash Out.
So glad you mentioned that, Rio, because we saw Nightmare immediately engage in Envy as soon as they saw them on the rooftops. I'm thinking, okay, oh,
Uh-oh, we might get a
it looks like
restart.
yeah, I think we're gonna get a rehost here. I mean, it still applies though, right? Because we saw Envy get slowed down by the initial shots. They're like, whoa, whoa, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah, well, and it's not uncommon, so it was totally very expected when they get there. It's okay. We are going to remake the lobby real quick,
To see
and
us again.
yeah, you get to just we get to yap. We get to talk about Bernal, and
No,
I know you're
hold on, Rio.
no.
Can we talk about how great your fireplace is? You have a
Well,
fireplace in your
thank you. Yeah,
house.
yeah, I do. This is my little music room. My wife and I
You have
hang
a
out and
room
listen to
for
music.
music.
Yeah, that's also where I cast and stream from.
You okay, Mr. Moneybags? Like, how many rooms do you have in your house that you have a dedicated music room? That's wild.
Let's not go to that. But what can I say? I'm an
You have a
engineer. It worked out
fireplace.
well. Yeah.
Envy's gonna sign you, man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. This is my
Production,
house. It's a beautiful house. I
production
love it.
just stole
I
very
live
funny.
I live here with my wife. I don't know
You
what
have a
other details
wife.
would you like.
You have everything that no esports player has.
Well, I'm hoping that the finals can bring some esports that kind of love because that's what they need. That's
I will
really
meet
what
my
we're
wife
here
in the
for.
finals for sure.
I actually had my wife try and play the finals, and it was just too fast for her. It's very funny
Ah,
because like she has played other FPSs before, but it really, to me, I almost had like a veil over my eyes for this game until I saw her play, because there's so much happening all at once. I hadn't really seen it from somebody else's perspective, and I found that it was really unique because I was able to kind of see it from that way after that because so much is happening. It is the perfect ADHD game. I would
yeah.
say half of the people here, you guys definitely are on Adderall or something because just it is just so twitchy, so perfect. It brings me back to the arena shooter days. It's why I love it. It's why I'm here. But yeah, it is just kind of it's such a unique game, and so I don't know where I got off on that tangent, but
No, no,
yeah,
I
Keg,
appreciate your tangents.
take it from here, Keg. What are your
Oh,
thoughts
geez, that's the biggest
on the
mistake you could
finals?
ask from me. I like the finals. I think it's very cool. I've always been a
Mm,
big fan of destructibility. I think if
yeah.
I was younger and not 75 years old, I think I would have had this be my main game for a long time. I've always, like coming from like Minecraft and even, deep cut Ace of Spades, right? Whenever there's destructibility in games, it always scratches some weird primal, like, sadistic part of my mind. So, the fact that the finals can do that and do it so well and so, like, modularly is so cool to me. But we're getting
Yeah.
word from production that our yapping time for stalling is over, and we're just about ready to get back into game 2.
Absolutely. I am ready to get back into it. You know, we can yap about anything. We can stall for as long as we want, but you guys don't want to hear us. You just want to see the finals. You want to see these players battle it out, show us why they're at the top. And yeah, I really thought that that would lead us directly into the lobby, but
I
I'm
thought
still
so too.
yapping.
Oh,
There it
hey,
is.
what do you know? Hey. Oh, funny how that works. Thank you,
All
production. Okay,
right. But
so Envy,
mm,
they got slowed down in that initial engagement. I think they had the wrong loadout before the rehost. That was my
mm.
deducing from the chat in game. I'm
Good deducing.
assuming, thank you, my detective. So I'm assuming we're probably not going to see much of a difference in the first 15 seconds. Is Envy going to want to contest that early on, or are they going to back up and try to play retake on first vault?
So typically when we see these more composed teams, they like to take what I call rooftop battles. They just kind of
Okay.
poke and prod. If they're able to get one kill or anything just happen in that first engagement, they'll dive on it and really capitalize on it. But for this start, it's going to be slow, and it might get the caster curse, but really interesting loadout as well from Busy. Looks like he's bringing the orb with him, the healing orb. It is not something we see a ton, but it can be quite helpful. And yeah, this is a rooftop battle like I was talking about. They just kind of poke and prod and then heal themselves back up, and it gives us time to chat. You know, okay, just to continue our conversation.
Yeah, I like
about,
chatting.
The beautiful Burnell.
Yeah, your fireplace, your wife, my ghost grandma in the background. I think the cool idea about the beam here for the 2v2, or sorry, the 3v3 is that you have a lot more stall capabilities being brought out. So as long as you have someone like Busy just being perma-healed, he can find and fish for information, all the while stall for someone like Stu-J in the back that maybe finds some impact, but fortunately he goes down and the healing orb is really still in play. The entirety of Nightmare is now facing their worst dreams. Envy is looking fantastic. Let's look at this replay.
I literally looked away at chat the second that they dove on and then looked back and everything was gone. Everybody had died. It's just like that. It is 2 seconds, and yeah, that's one of the things that really composes Envy. They are just so aggressive players. They know the perfect moment to dive in there and just capitalize on any bit of damage that they've inflicted so far.
And that was a
It's
2v3 too.
Oh, really? Jeez.
Yeah, because they had gone down immediately. How much of that had to do with the healing orb?
Yeah, it can do a lot. It really also helps teams stay close together and stay in the fight. But look at this, the winch claws going off, the BFR trying to find a victim but doesn't connect just yet. But look at that, Uni chasing them down with the 93R. Gets one shot. He is not able to find the second, and they're wiped again. Envy just looking so strong. It's a bit wild.
Very impressive with the comms. Stu-J, unfortunately, going to be the bearer of bad news. He's at the front of the most of the damage. He's usually, I guess you have to say, the first to go down. It's just unfortunate that he's the light there, but the fact of the matter is that he's finding a wealth of info for Nightmare. Everybody else gets wiped by both us, STN and Busy. It's a good system that works.
It is, and this is a great spawn from Nightmare. They're able to come in right next to this cash out, bring them all the advantages that they have. But look at this, Uni already down, super low, having to heal up all of his teammates. We're slowing things down again, and man, that BFR on both sides is just hitting so freaking hard. It is just a high-skill weapon, and when you put it in high-skilled hands, it's the perfect little gun. But right now, Gremlin just going for an aggressive steal. This might be the perfect opportunity for him to hold it. All of Envy were slightly away from it, but they're able to pull him off of it. They're able to stop this push, but right now it is all on Stooge. He's the last person remaining. Gets deleted, and Nightmare are finally in this game.
Oh my lord, not only a wipe for Envy, but the fact now Nightmare gets to recapture the vault at the very last second. There's fundamentally no way Envy can come back, wipe out Nightmare, reclaim that vault. And so they're going to be at a loss early on. This is the same slowdown we saw at the beginning of game 1, except I don't think it's going to be hard for Envy to get back into this.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting if they can hold this momentum, really just kind of steamroll with it, but time will tell. This is a great fight for them to be in. They played that perfectly. They executed exactly the way to crack Envy's armor. And the engagement is already starting. These teams are aggressive. They want to show that they are the dominating force in this arena, and they're starting to pull off just a little bit. Nightmare going into a little bit of a corner, trying to heal their teammates back up. We see that Uni has gone off to the left side, has set up in a nice formation. This will allow them to kind of go all in at once, but sadly they have lost two people, and now Uni, the last person remaining, very out of position from the rest of the team.
Yeah, that was a very scary maneuver. As soon as I saw Uni on that separate rooftop trying to aim down Envy as a distraction factor, I just knew it wasn't gonna work. That's too hard to coordinate, and the fact that you were missing shots and you have the heal beam up against you, Envy just had everything in line to just steamroll in those micro fights.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that Uni's position was slightly away from the battle because I think that he was just a hairs away from being effective. So it can be a height battle, it can be more of a micro battle, but unfortunately it didn't work out for them. And now they're having to push into the defenses of Envy, but they are going for it very aggressively. They're here. This might be the opportunity for them to dive on it before Envy have had enough time to really set up, and that might be what we're seeing right now as Uni goes for some pop shots. He's feeling them out, getting his teammates information, just really buying them all that they need to figure out their plan to dive into there.
It's the same strat again. Uni needs to reposition right now, join up with the rest of the team to have a chance to fight this 3v3 up against Envy. We saw Envy win out majority of the time, 2v3s up against Nightmare. Uni cannot be out of position for this maneuver! STN falls! We haven't seen this before! The heal beams are gone and busy all the same! Sujay falls just exactly at the same moment. And that's going to be another huge advantage for Nightmare.
Wow, Nightmare have been practicing on their 3v3s. This is an impressive show. I really enjoy how they're taking it very methodically. They're taking it slow, but they know the perfect time. Oh, in the winch bounce pad sends that cash out way out there into the open. This is a perfect spot for it to be in. It's in the middle of this alleyway. It lets them get height. It lets them stay close to it. This cash out is more than halfway there. All of Envy have spawned in, but they really just need to hold this for about 25 seconds at this point, and then they have taken map number 1, and it'll be a perfect start for Nightmare to show they are a force that can go against Envy.
And this is scary, Rio. This means Envy has one chance to capture back this ball and take down Nightmare at the same exact time. Uni once again up above, out of position, finding so much information. Good for the double, removes Sin, gets rid of Busy, and Stuche falls all the same. A triple for Uni, and a secured map 1 for Nightmare.
Oh my god, what a perfect play. They set that up perfectly. Envy didn't have a chance the second that Nightmare dived on there and just stopped the steal. What a great setup. These two teams are very defensive oriented teams. You can tell that they have a plan, and really it's almost turning into a battle of timings. Who can get there first? Who has the time to set up their defenses? Because whoever does first seems to hold on to it towards the end. But my God, what a good matchup. These two teams are an amazing way to get started on the 3v3s.
Look, I had my criticisms on Uni after that first fight did not go in their favor. But the fact of the matter is that Uni, after that loss of a fight, stepped it up, played so much more aggressively, reposition values became so much more sincere. And the fact of the matter is that we didn't see that double trouble factor of the heavy and mediums off of Envy work out nearly as well as it did at the beginning of that game. It was slightly off meta, Rio, but the fact of the matter is that there's kind of a reason why it is. Once it was adapted against by Nightmare, there wasn't really anything to counter adapt that next adaptability.
Yeah, and that's what makes these teams so high level is that they can adapt, but it's also finding where they can't adapt. And that can be just they haven't figured it out in scrims yet, or they haven't just had a opportunity to really see these strategies. A lot of teams will scrim, but they won't show these weird strategies at the until game day
Why
because
would
they
you?
don't want a
That's always
team.
weird.
Yeah. And so it's really just exciting. But we're at a point here where Envy, who has been a dominating force so far through PHL Season 2, might be able to get knocked out here, not knocked out of the league, but knocked down a peg by Nightmare in this next match. Basically, they could lose it in 2 matches.
So here's the scary part though, right? If you're an Envy fan, you better listen up. We saw Envy have the first map pick. They chose Bernal. They lost their map pick. Now they're going to be going into Nightmare's map.
Ooh.
What? Nightmare, I'm sorry, Envy wanted this first map to go in their favor. That's why they chose
Mhm.
it. So they're going to be going in with a massive disadvantage. What could they possibly have wanted out of Bernal over Nightmare that they couldn't get? And what can they do to beat out Nightmare's own map pick to face up against elimination?
Ooh, that's a great question, and I'm not sure. We're just going to have to watch it unfold as the teams have loaded in. They are here. They are ready to bring the action on Nozomi Citadel. And ooh, look at this. I think that we even get a little bit of rain happening in the arena, just to add to the ambiance and atmosphere.
Oh, it's going to start off quick. I love the colors on this map, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's truly a unique map, and the map designer for it, he's told me that it's his favorite. Like he really
Well,
poured
yeah,
his
I can
heart
see why.
into it. Yeah, and there's so many little things. I love the whale. There's a whale that just kind of goes through here at one point, and
What?
yeah, it's just yeah. There's a giant whale. You'll even hear it making noise. But enough about that because Nightmare is already taking some shots. Lasagna at half health, as it looks like Envy want to capitalize on that. Busy, insanely close, bouncing over there, getting ready for this next engagement.
Well, Rio, you can call me Ahab because right now Nightmare is the white whale for Envy. They're going to have to find this chance now to hunt him down. This may be the only chance to get that early lead. STN once more takes down Grem, and that's the early advantage absolutely necessary for a team that lost map number 1.
Yeah, this is their opportunity to show us that it wasn't just a fluke, or maybe it was. If you're an Envy fan, you know, who knows? Going through, oh my god, I just realized that Busy is on level 9 with that BFR already. That is impressive. That really takes a lot of gameplay to get there. You know he is a master of it. Doing a little bit of griefing as well, making sure that Gremlin has to coin back in. Didn't let his teammates come any bit closer as they plug vault number 1 into Cash Out B.
Now remember, game number 1 went very well in Envy's favor for the first half. They had vault control, they had numerous team wipes up against Nightmare, and they didn't really look unstoppable whatsoever. Problem then is that we saw that minor adaptability. That came off the hands of Uni. Keep an eye on him as we go through the early parts of this map too. He's going to be the one Envy wants to focus the most.
Yeah, exactly. They do want to just bring him down. And look at this approach. They're going below it. They want to try and drop it potentially, at least bring everybody over here so that they get ready to dive on it at the moment's notice. They do spot one person out. Uni gets a little bit of tap damage. More, if anything, gets information as all of the teams just dive directly into it. There's a trade back and forth. There's a second one going down. It's all in Stuje. He needs to stay in this. He is taking some shots off. He does get one of them. It's a 1 versus 1. All of Envy go down, though. Nightmare stays in the battle. The whack brings him down in that fight. Nightmare gonna have their opportunity to get the steal. This is a great setup. I don't know what Nightmare is doing right, but they're doing it perfectly. They've timed it. They figured out the approach. It's perfect.
And it was so poetic, too. The first player to get eliminated, that was Grem, came back into a staggered 2v3 to win it out against Envy, recapture the vault. And now Envy themselves, they're going to have to be very careful. They have not been able to consistently win these group fights. They don't have the height advantage right now, but they'll soon bring it to even terrain. Look at this reposition off of Nightmare. They're moving far away from the vault if possible.
Yeah, look at the drop. It dropped down onto a bounce pad. This is just buying more and more time in Nightmare's favor. There's them breaking it down, and now they need to find an opportunity to go for the steal. We got about 15 seconds left. He's trying to build himself a rooftop, but the nullifier just brings him out of the steal. He has one opportunity to hold it right now, but immediately brings him down. Busy, the last person remaining, getting some shots off, somehow staying in this battle. That's not going to mean much. Does bring Uni down, but it looks like that barrel caught on fire, and it blew them both up.
I can't imagine the comms for Envy are pleasant right now. I'm glad I'm not in that call. But again, like in Nightmare, what is there to say that hasn't already been said? The way that they're able to maneuver around this map and not fight Envy head on is such a defensive style of guerrilla warfare that I love to see in a game like this.
Yeah, guerrilla warfare is a perfect way of putting it because that's exactly what they're doing. They know how to just get in there and set up kind of like a little trap almost, and then everything went their way. They've set up now, they've gone for the tap of this vault, ball, all of Envy going one way, and immediately Uni spots him out, brings him down. He is just being a pest and brings down a second one. He is just going off right now, and there's Envy. They're floundering right now. They have lost their mojo and they are just scrambling to find it back. It's a little alarming if you're an Envy fan.
I blinked and all I saw was Uni dashing across the entire sky. My face looks like that guy's face. I'm flabbergasted. Envy, they have 6 seconds to respawn as a team. They have yet to use any of their coins. They don't have to, but they have. I would say they have 2 solid chances left to bring this back.
That's basically what they have, and I've said it earlier that this is a team, both teams are great at defenses, and they've had time to set up. They've had a lot of time, actually. Envy now having to poke and prod, find any opening that they can, but immediately it looks like Busy got winched out of there, trying to get healed right back up by STN. That is some great plays by their medium, keeping his teammates in this battle. Absolutely just canceled out that winch claw, but now they need to change things up. Uni went down. That's a great kill, but the battle is still going on. It's all on Gremlin now. He needs to stay in this. He's being run out of there, but immediately getting chased down by all of Envy. And there we go. Envy find their footing. Gonna be able to get this cash. Maybe turn things around.
Maybe so. It's going to depend on how this next respawn off of Nightmare goes. Luckily, though, capturing the vault and whittling down that timer would add some extra time for Nightmare's side. It looks like Nightmare should effectively have one chance to bring this into a not-so-even game. They only have to capture one more vault, and this is their time to do it. I love the way Envy was able to take such close space and finally fight as a team instead of just maneuvering around. They weren't facing a bunch of 1v3s over and over, but that could very well change right now. This doorway is the only thing protecting Nightmare and Envy from pure destruction. Falling down, catching one off guard, it's Busy, taking a wealth of damage. Up above, though, catching out the landing, Busy now gone. Again, Envy, they're staggered, separated about.
No.
Damage has been gone, they are not playing as a team! They do it again! Nightmare! They win it out!
What just happened? It's a perfect execution by Nightmare. They did it again and again and again. This is so unexpected. I spent all of Wednesday talking about how Envy is this team, this force that nobody wants to reckon with. But here we go. Nightmare's just like, nah, you guys aren't all that, and have just perfectly executed time and time again. There's no chaos. You can tell that they're not panicking. They're very calm and level-headed as they're making these approaches, and it is just so satisfying. I almost want to say sexy to watch them pull them off like that.
I mean, I look at the Envy logo, and all I think about is sex all the time. But look, I gotta say, what I am seeing from Envy was just a lot of tunnel visioning on on an individual level, right? This is a team we've established they know how to play together very well. They all have great gunfire. But the thing that we got to see was that Nightmare caught out a lot of positions on Envy when they weren't expecting it. That last group fight was the pinnacle of what Nightmare was doing right versus what Envy was failing to do. Getting caught out in these 1v3s, that's effectively impossible to win in a game like this.
Yeah, it really is. The second that you're out of position and even have somebody like Uni just chase you down, it never goes your way. And so that's just what we saw there. They know when to stay together and then they know when to branch off and then chase those kills. It was just perfect. It was great gameplay. And honestly, what a great way to get started on the 3v3s.
Yeah, I gotta say, I am really loving this so far. Again, I'm supposed to be the host. I'm not supposed to be in this part of the booth, but let
You're
me
doing
tell you,
great.
man.
You're doing
Honest,
great.
you know what? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like Nightmare right now. I gotta say, I'm really liking the fast-paced action that we're seeing.
Yeah, and that's just really what we see versus like NA and EU. Just this action, just the pacing of how they play the game. And it's so fun to be on the NA side, especially casting it, because things just happen every few seconds. It's nonstop. They know how to bring it. We see a little bit of slowdown in the start, but I think that that's more, they're just feeling each other out. They're making sure that they're not going to get an easy opening because, I mean, who wouldn't want an easy opening on against a team like this? And it never goes that way. So it's very fun to watch it just unfold after those first fights and just, yeah, what a perfect way, honestly, for these two teams to go at it. And yeah, I think that we're gonna go for a quick break after this
I gotta
production.
sprawl out in front of your fireplace. I need to warm up. So we're gonna take a small break while we get things set up for the next part of these play days. But hey, look, this is the beginning of how the season's going, dude. You don't want to miss anything while we take our small break. So don't go anywhere. I'll know, and we'll be right back. The finals rage on, and we just saw a big upset in the second half of Group A, with Envy falling short to Nightmare despite looking pretty dang good in the cash out phase. We go to a group now with slightly less signed teams, but maybe a whole lot more chaos. Now, word on the street is that they call me Keg. I think they call you Rio as well, my friend. We're about to see some complete carnage.
Yeah, what's interesting is this is the middle group. So the teams that aren't at the top but aren't at the bottom either. So it's kind of that middle juicy part of the hamburger. You know, that real one
Ooh,
that you want to bite into.
the
So
meat.
this is the meat, exactly. Yeah, or if you're vegetarian, you know, the patty. But with that, it's going to be a truly juicy. Let's see what I did there.
Oh.
Group to get into, and yeah, if you want to bring up our teams, we can go over who will be battling it out on the first map of Vegas.
Well, nothing's juicier than a bird burger, and we have Team Curie leading the group, and they chose us to go to Vegas first to see if that's going to be the advantage state for them.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if Kiri and Space Station Gaming, the Pulsar Blues, and the Task Managers all have what it takes to go against each other in Las Vegas. It's a great battleground. It's a very open map in the big street areas and a little bit more closed off inside of the actual casino areas. So it makes for some interesting combat, and the loadouts will be also very exciting to see what they bring to this match.
Now, the big thing that I wanted to harp on for Group A was that we saw a lot more signed teams have more regimented strategies. Envy went into the 3v3 with a slightly different meta. They lost with it. So I'm also expecting with these more free agent-ish teams to be more loose with their styles. So I think we will see a lot more different ebbs and flows per each team in the cash outs.
Yeah, and it'll just be interesting because cash out is just so chaotic. We have some griefing, we have some maybe doubling. We haven't seen doubling happen at all today. We saw a lot of it happening on Wednesday, so I'm thinking that might be in the cards for today. And yeah, I think that it'll be quite a good group to get us started, or not get started, continue.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll be getting started with Group B. Now,
Mhm.
riddle me this.
Yeah.
Do you think we will see any upsets in Group B like we did with Envy?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's anybody's game. The task managers are quite a good heavy hitting team, and they're not a signed team. They're not. They don't have an org behind them, so that could be our potential dark horse. But they are at the bottom of this group, so they are the lowest scoring ones from Wednesday. So they might have the most potential to kind of show us something unexpected.
Yeah, it's kind of hard with a game like this to predict going into it what we can expect to see because there's just so many variables to account for. Like,
Mhm.
you could have SSG be the best team in the world, but if they're just constantly getting third partied by every other team in the game, like, yeah, it's kind of hard to win a 3v9.
Yeah, and that's just what makes it so unique, though. I mean, can you come out from the battle of three teams jumping onto you victorious, or do you kind of struggle and find a way to get out of it? And it's really interesting as we dive into it. But yeah, I think that these teams are ready to go into something like this. I think that they're really just primed, and I think that we're going to see a lot of aggression and a lot of like aggro plays.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, aggro plays is something that I would like to see. I was a little surprised that in Group A we didn't see as much aggro coming out from the top teams like
Mm.
Envy and to an extent Fire as well, but there was so much action happening in the latter half for the as you would say, Rio, the meteor teams in the middle
Mhm.
that were able to duke it out against each other. So I would really like to see all four teams truly engage in combat here. So it's just a complete meat burger, no buns.
Complete meat burger indeed. And I think while we're waiting on the last person to load into the lobby, why don't we take a look at the scores so far? I think that we have that prepared and have an updated score line. I'm curious to see kind of where everybody's staying because today's points are juicy. I know we've said it several
Ooh.
times, but there are a lot of points at stake. Yesterday or Wednesday, they were only 100 points per cash out match. But right now, in the 3v3s, it really starts to add up. So, Envy still sitting pretty on top, but Nightmare definitely made some advancing.
Juicy, at stake. You must be so hungry right now, Ria.
I guess so. Yeah, it is. It's about 6 p.m. Yeah, so it's about that time.
Yeah, you gotta get the grill going. Or the fireplace, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna cook my steaks on the fireplace.
But Envy's looking great right now. Really nothing too shocking, at least to my perspective, when it comes to the leaderboard. But, beginning of the season, everything's still pretty close. I'm sure we'll see it change quite a bit as things
Mhm.
progress throughout the season. But I guess while we're still waiting for the first match to start up, Rio, are there any standout individual players in any of these groups that you have your eyes on?
Ooh, and you're gonna force me to pull up all the players real quick. I think that a lot of SSG is just an amazing team. I think that they played really well. They made it through to the end. They got qualified for the Grand Major, and it's just quite yeah, they did. That storyline was huge. They made it at the very end. Basically, a very crazy day. So if there is a team to watch, it's definitely that. And then hold on, I got to get my cat. Don't eat the
Yes!
plants,
Yes! Yes!
Zoidberg.
Bring the kitty over here! What's his
He
name?
loves the Zoidberg, Dr. Zoidberg.
What? That's awesome!
Zoid. Psh, psh.
No, come back.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing. He doesn't want to be on camera.
Oh,
Camera shy.
Zoidberg. Oh, I miss Zoidberg.
But production, do we have any updates on what's going on?
No, keep stalling. I want to see Zoidberg. Why
He's
not
by the window.
Zoidberg?
Come here. Psst, psst. Cat, come here.
You have a room with windows?
Do you not have windows?
Come on, man. This is the economy we're talking about. But oh, I don't see the kitty.
Yeah, he's playing with my electrical cables. He wants to
Oh,
stop
that's
the
great.
broadcast. Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah, wants to bring it down.
All right, well, we're just about ready to head into map number 2. We'll have to say goodbye to Zoidberg for now, but we have something to look forward to once the game is over. That's the true star of the show.
Yes, we do. And finally, you patient people have made it to the juicy segment that we've been talking about. And I think that's the last time I'm going to say juicy
How much
today.
juice do we have?
I don't know. Not enough
Gallon?
Ospoos juice. But here we go, loading into Las Vegas, the new updated version of it. All the teams with their drip. Nice little SSG loadout as well. A nice little bundle that released recently. But I am excited to watch these teams finally get at it.
Yeah, I am really curious. It's been a long time since I've watched a lot of teams like SSG play in different games, but historically speaking, they've been more temperamented teams that like to play slower and methodically. But that being said, though, that could very well change the pacing here going forwards. So far, not a whole lot of action early on, though we do get to see the bulk of that going up against Team Kiri, the #1 team in this group. They're going to have to be very careful, but unfortunately, Viper is a shade away from death, and unfortunately, Ekazo is the first to fall, but it is just pure fiesta any which way you look, and SSG, they're making me eat my words.
Yeah, they are. Viper, the last one remaining on Team Kiri. He is going very slow. It seems like he's going to concede this vault to SSG, go for the res on his teammates, and that's really what he needs to do. This will be great for them. They have the opportunity to go towards that cash out, but again, they're going to have to go against a team that is completely setting it up and just getting their defenses ready. So two teams now are in control of the vaults. We see them moving over. It looks like 2 is about to be plugged on cash out A with Team SSG. On the other side of things, I think the task managers might be in control of this other vault, and they are, but it looks like Team Kiri have decided to pivot and go directly for cash out B. This will be great because they're about to clash almost instantly as soon as that gets plugged.
Yeah, Wade, unfortunately, taking a bulk of damage as we head over into this next big group fight. It is chaos any which way you look. That's going to be Wade who will eventually fall, and Dickran, Metro Boomin, they have taken some damage themselves, but they're forced to hide away. What is this? There are explosions everywhere. And Team Kiri, despite being staggered just moments ago with Ekazo falling again, are able to get the resurrect. Viper now truly healed once again. They've been able to capture this cash out once again. But my big fear is that they were stalled for a minute. Team Kiri's the team to look out for. You want to take down the top kings of the group.
Yeah, and we're watching now as the task managers get their res back up, or it might have been Wade coining in, but they're going from the top. They want to maybe find an opening or any little bit of advance that they can. But look at this. They spotted somebody out almost instantly, and it is Viper. So if they're able to get that kill, it'll be a perfect opening for them. But I'm really not sure what their plan is right now, as it seems to be a little bit sloppy on the advance. But here we go. Viper is here. He wants to try and hold on, try and kite this as long as possible, throwing a glitch Clutch Grenade to bring down that gateway. It is just slowing down. Team Kiri just trying to play the kite game, basically, and it seems like it's working for them.
And this was the expectation going into this group, that the gameplay would be a little bit scrappier and less prepared, I would say, than the teams of Group A. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the different styles of play, and if you really thrive in that chaos and take more micro fights, just like Metro Boomin taking a rocket to the face, yeah, you can find a lot of makeshift solutions like that. Play with the environment. And hey, speaking of the environment, unfortunately, it seems like Team Kiri might be a part of that too. Ekizo is the fall, Viper's the next one to follow through. And while there is a resurrect, and that is good, Bravado Ekizo are not long for this world. SSG are long dead. They're finally back from the grave, but damage has already been done. They barely made an appearance in this game. Oh, but Team Kiri, it continues, Rio! Team Kiri is gone yet again! This is all Pulsar Blue's game.
Pulsar Blue, and now the task manager is able to get in there at the very last second, grab the steal. Team Kiri almost was able to kite that until the very end. We saw the last second dive in there, but the task managers just had the perfect position. Now Pulsar Blue on the ultimate height of the Mega Dome, just deciding where they want to go, maybe being a little bit of a bully towards everybody else, taking these rooftop engagements, decide to pull off, go and tap vault number 4, and now the engagement is already kicking off on this Megadome as multiple teams are here. All of Team Task Managers are now moving closer towards vault number 4, trying to catch somebody out from Pulsar Blue, maybe intercept it on the way towards Cash Out C.
Gotta find a chance. There's gotta be an attempt. Some way to get on in, and the answer could very well be Sparrow. Sparrow's assassinated on the rooftops. There's still 2 left for Pulsar Blue, but they've yet to be found. Deep down below, we have another vault looking to be opened up. And will there be the chance? Well, possibly. But the thing is, though, is that Team Kiri only has 1 survivor. There's no team wipe. Coins will not be used just yet. Viper's forced to straggle away. And this could finally be the chance reel for Space Station to take their lead.
Yeah, we can all hope that this is their chance to get in there. Time is ticking away. They are controlling it. Lamp on the ulti height as well, breaking those zip lines, trying to make it more difficult for anybody to approach them. And again, they just have to play the kite game, throwing down some goo, getting more height as well. Sparrow now going to his perspective as he's in the very center of the map. Again, just trying to feel out everything. He is down a teammate. He's going to bring Boo Boo back in this battle. But over here on Cash Out D, looks like a lot of action is going off as SSG is being confronted all by Team Kiri. The flip does happen, but Akazo is down in the battle. The pull is going off. It's all on Viper. He has to bring his teammate back. He does get Akazo back in this battle. This will be really helpful for them, but the steal is going off again. It seems like it's about to be flipped right back again into the hands of SSG. Team Kiri need to regroup and find a better approach into this cash out.
Oh no, but it seems like a player on Pulsar Blue may have crashed. That could cause a pause to come out any moment and stifle this momentum from the teams. Oh, never mind, we're getting word from production that we are good. Okay, never mind then. That means now nothing will be stopping it away, but Pulsar Blue, depending on what's happened to them on their back end, they may have stopped their momentum. This could now finally be the chance for Space Station Gaming to bring things home. And what a sad ending for Pulsar Blue if that's the case. But up above, that's Space Station Gaming. SSG, they're playing around the goo. They're creating their own environment. They are rebuilding the building. They are actively destroying to take this vault and keep it alive. All the while down below, Team Kiri are trying their best to just get some room to capture this vault back, but it's simply too late. SSG, they have built this building by their own hands just to steal the money from it.
That's a great way of putting it, and they're continuing to chase down the last remaining member of Kiri, and there he goes. Bravado going down at the hands of Grad and the 93R. Watching now is Normalized going towards height. They've made the call to go towards vault number 6. They want to continue this pain train. And really, looking at the scoreboard, only one team is struggling, and that's Team Kiri. The absolute leaders coming into this battle. They were doing things correct on Wednesday, but today, I don't know what is happening. Maybe the rest of the teams just don't want to see them continue into the next round of 3v3s.
It must be all the juiciness that they've been consuming while waiting for this match to get started, because my god, are they looking great. Really, the only team now is Team Kiri that has not been able to get much impact. It is pure chaos, any which way you look. And that's perfectly fine, but Team Curie unfortunately have fallen so far behind that with a minute and a half left and counting down, I don't think there's any chance for them to get back into this.
No, maybe a double at the very end, but it really is going to be coming down to something just absolutely wild as SSG just continue to pile on, bring the pain. The last remaining member of Pulsar Blue has to get the hell out of there, try and bring the rest of his teammates up, and there is all of a res on SSG. They're controlling this vault. I'm not sure if they want to actually plug it or just hold on to it. They are in second, so they need to get a little more cash if they want to get up into first, but it's really not going to matter because, again, the top two teams are the ones that go on, and we're going to see a double. Things are about to get chaotic in the arena. That's four teams fighting it out.
Fighting it out, and Kiri, this could be the chance that they've been waiting for. It is a high-risk, high-reward situation for them to be in, but if they can pull this off and get 36... Excuse me, Team Kiri is killing me! They can get 36,000 as I choke through this own smoke. They may have a chance to snipe away that first-place spot.
Yeah, this would be completely unexpected if they're able to hold on. They need to buy as much time as possible, but there's the winch claw by Team Task Managers. They pull it off the dome shield as well, but Akazo throwing that gravity cube throws everybody into a tizzy. They need to find a way to bring themselves back into this. The goose stall again, but all the Task Managers are just holding it. They're sticking it out. They have tried this steal multiple times, and sadly a yoink brings him out of there. What is happening? This is utter chaos as all of Team Kiri has gone down, but they are still in control of this cash out.
Nobody can see a damn thing inside this building, but that won't stop anybody. If Team Kiri can hold on to this, it will be the steal of a century. Oh, but there's not a lot of time left, Rio. This is looking very scary. 30 seconds and counting!
Not even that. 20 by this time. Nobody's diving on it just yet. The cash out is ticking away. We got about 7 seconds for somebody to make a last second dive on there, but at this moment it seems like Team Kiri is about to be taken into first place. From last to first, they have done it with a double at the very end. This is madness. This is the finals, and Team Kiri have taken it, and Pulsar Blue, I think, was in our second team. I couldn't tell if it was Pulsar Blue or SSG, but at the end of the day, it's really all about Team Kiri.
We have our top math magicians trying to figure out who exactly we're going to be seeing going to the 2v2, 3v3 squads, because I have no idea. That was a snipe at the very end, and a lot of that was even from beyond the grave. Team Kiri was long in the ground, very deceased, and they still did not lose control of that cash out.
Yeah, it's just impressive. It was a wild one, and I mean, look at the kill count. The top 10, we have two people at 10 kills in there at the bottom. They just weren't able to overcome the minimal kills that the first top two teams got. It's wild. That's what a double does at the very last second. Some people hate it. Some people love it. And yeah, oh wow. And the second and third have a difference of $150. So
That is so sad.
Space Station Gaming lost the chance to go into that upper 3v3 by $150. That's not even a team wipe. That's not even a kill. That's just inconsequential cash in the finals. So it's heartbreaking, but sometimes it's how it comes, how it goes down.
Yeah, it's just that's truly unlucky at the very end. If we had seen someone even attempt to go after that final double cash out, that could have been a very different story.
Yeah, it really could have changed everything, but that's just wild that the teams didn't seem so eager to go after it. They were almost fighting to let them go in. I don't know if that was a grief to let Kiri go in or not, but it definitely seemed to unfold and just kind of just turn into chaos. That's all it is. Just that last minute of the game, just chaos, just pure chaos, and it's really just hard for us to even break it down any further than just saying just chaotic.
Yeah, and hey, I mean, we thrive in the chaos. That's what we always like to see in a game like this. And again, expectations were that we'd see a much scrappier style of play from these teams, and my God, did they deliver?
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely not Group A, but that's kind of what makes these teams unique. And if this is any bit to key up what Group C will be, our bottom tier teams, it'll just be even more chaotic and, in my opinion, maybe more fun.
Okay,
Who knows? Yeah, yeah.
okay.
But now we're gonna switch over to the 3v3 format. So the two teams that got in were yeah, what were the two teams that just got
Ah,
it?
we'll
It
figure it out in
was
the map bands.
one SSG, Kiri and Pulsar. So we're gonna watch them now go at it for a 3v3 manner, and we're waiting on their map bans now. But I have a feeling that we might see some more. Oh,
Oh, the voice
we're
of
getting we're
God is
getting
telling
word.
us.
Yeah, Fortune and Cis Horizon so far. Those are great maps. Fortune we haven't seen. I'm gonna have to pull up a Fortune for you, Keg. I like to
Oh,
hand out nice little fortunes every time we go to Fortune Stadium.
what,
So
like a tarot card, or do you have a cookie?
I don't have a cookie, but I do have Chat GPT versions of Fortune. So
I can't eat ChatGPT. It
no,
hurts my
you
mouth.
can't. I've actually wanted to grab a bag of Fortune cookies for when I actually do that. So that's
Oh, that's
on
cool.
my to do list.
I didn't even know you could do that.
What?
I'm still looking for the cookie.
You're still looking for the cookie?
But hey,
It'll
we have
be
map
there.
bands.
We have map bands. Let's go to our map band screen.
That's right. I'm still looking for that fortune cookie. I guess we'll have to go to the fortune cookie store together. Ooh, little caster date. But Fortune Stadium will be the first place to go. It is chosen by Kiri. We are going to Sis Horizon by the hands of Pulsar, and then Nozomi and Citadel will be the hands of Kiri again. I'll throw the same question to you like we did back in Group A. Is this going to be a good starting map for Kiri?
I mean, I think Fortress Stadium is the best map in the game, so it's going to be a good start for anybody that feels fortunate. Let's go with that. To be in the map, and I think that it's a real interesting way to get started on 3v3s. I think that it plays a little bit better on cash out just because it falls into the chaos. Things are a little more isolated. You have kind of two islands battling it out, but here in 3v3s, it becomes a lot of like dropping. We see a lot of cash out
Hmm.
manipulation that happens on this map more than others, I would say, just because there's so many potentials to drop it. There's too many potentials to winch Claude out into a more open area. It's just a unique map in just the moldability of it, and I think that that's just what will make it a great matchup for these two teams.
Okay. I mean, look, you mentioned that this is a great cash out map. This is great for scrappy teams. We definitely saw that from both of these teams back when it was 4 teams. So I think for a fact that this is going to be a great maneuver for both Kiri and Pulsar as we head into it. But it doesn't seem like we have much longer until we get into that first game. We did see Envy have that first map chosen in Group A. They lost it out. And they also lost their enemy team's map pick. Do you think Curie is going to suffer the same fate?
Oh, well, that's a bold prediction, and I'm just gonna say
Oh, I'm not
potentially.
predicting anything. I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah, put it
I'm putting
all
yeah.
on
You're on
me. I
the hot
see.
seat.
I
I'm
see.
on the cold seat.
Yeah, I would love to see an upset. I'd love to see just kind of a repeat of maybe what we saw last time. I think that Kiri is an amazingly strong team, and Pulsar Blue really is going to show us a good show. But I don't know. Ikazo is so unique. He runs the goo. He just builds in a game that's all about destruction. It's very fun to see somebody that goes the opposite route, and he is building. It is a multifaceted game in that aspect. So I don't know. It's all going to pivot on Akazo and really how his teammates support him.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we saw Kazo targeted a lot in the last match, and I feel like he was the first to fall quite often. Viper would usually fall into that second place to be the next one to fell. So I'm hoping here we get to see Pulsar Blue play much more tight knit, albeit scrappy. But I don't know what to expect coming out from everybody else.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting as things are going slow, but finally Viper decides to make an approach. He wants to get over there, maybe bring a gateway in and bring the rest of his teammates there. So far, looks like somebody has gone down a little bit. Sparrow taking some damage. Looks like our HUD is a little bit busted because this should be
Ah, you know.
the Pulsar Blue. It's okay. And we're going to continue on as things have slowed down just a little bit. Pulsar Blue have taken the vault, moved it across the map, but all of Team Kiri have taken it and are going on their own path, finding
Now,
their way.
quick analysis. Which of these two teams do you think will be better at retakes?
Oh, I think Pulsar Blue. Team Kiri is a very defensive-oriented team. Again, with that goo, they're good building fortresses and just building up their defenses. And Pulsar Blue, I think, is going to be able to kind of crack through any advance like that. So
Well, it's going to be good for Pulsar Blue to get the vault first. And maybe then they can play offensive, get out of the vault's way, and go and fish for these fights against Kiri first. It seems like that's exactly what the plan could be. Viper's already taken some damage early on. Oh my god, a snipe. Viper bursting into coins.
yeah, this is already very slow but methodical battles. They're just picking them. They're just chipping away at any approach that they get. It's really weird as this has just gone a very slow manner. Nobody's plugged anything yet. Time is just ticking away, and really the objective hasn't even been started. I think Akazo is fed up with it and is now running the vault. Maybe going to make his way towards B? No, A is closer. Definitely going to get the plug there. Finally get everything started and get an actual game going on. All right, and this is what I was talking about. Akazo is going to throw down some mines, going to build up a goo fortress potentially. He does rock that. No, he's not rocking the goo gun. I'm just talking crazy because he just winched it. Akazo is changing things up. Maybe he has a better understanding, but this will be a wonderful pivot for them.
Well, that fortress wouldn't have lasted long because Pulsar already are domineering on top of this mountain. They are looking for an opportunity to drop down on the Team Kiri, but guess what? There's a big snipe all the way across from a whole other building. Not only now does Team Pulsar have to worry about getting to the objective, but they have to watch out from the rooftops too. And I'm looking at Pulsar right now. They do not look like they're playing together. Some of the players are relatively close by, but they are still playing on their own individual lanes. Won't be much long, though, for the initial gunfights to get started. That's going to be Team Kiri seemingly caught off guard. A winch, a drop down below, dragging one of the players away. Say goodbye, turn to dust, their body falls, and that's going to be yet another. Pulsar, they didn't get the opportunity to get the vault to begin with. They couldn't fortify. We thought for sure that they would be the better retake team, but before they could even get to the vault, Rio, they've disappeared.
Yeah, and it's an amazing setup by Kiri. They played that perfectly. They knew how to be at the perfect distance away and then bring themselves back into it. They've winched it out into a more open area, which I think is actually better than it was in the last spot because there was a little cheeky corner there, but now it makes this approach almost impossible. Throwing up some goo walls. He is known as Mr. Goo himself. He is great at doing this
Awesome
defense.
name.
Oh yeah, the Goo Man. He runs Goo University. That's his tag on a lot of things. Actually, he's changed it now. Man, I'm just eating my words today.
You're eating the goo. Stop eating goo.
Stop eating goo. It tastes so fluffy, though.
I know, it's like the glue you get in elementary school. It's also delicious.
Oh, yeah. Just
My
one
favorite
of my
snack.
favorite delicacy. Yeah, exactly. See, you're with me.
Yeah, see,
They
juice,
had to pull that
goo.
bottle
We love
away.
all the liquids. But guess what? There's more goo everywhere you look. Viper's taking a wealth of damage himself, but that timer is still ticking away, Ryu. There's not a lot of time left, and, well, things have already looked pretty good for Kiri. They got the first vault.
They did get the first vault, and it felt like them just finally taking charge of the map. Bravado very out of position from the rest of his team. Akazo down as well, but Pulsar Blue finally getting away from them, letting them get the reses off. Maybe going to let them coin back in. I think that might be the better approach, and yeah, Akazo just coined in. Vault 2 has been tapped by Team Kiri, but again, the team is very split up. Bravado still way the hell over there, and it's going to mean that if Pulsar Blue go for this push, it will be the perfect opportunity to cut them off. And now they're getting even more spread out as Akazo is remaining over there. I assume that there is a gateway that they're getting set up, but this is a very interesting setup. I haven't really seen this, and maybe there's something that I'm just missing, but it's a bit weird.
Hey, it seems like the idea is to get that Akazo onto the vault as soon as possible, have him fortify immediately, Viper Bravado hold from a very far direction away, and then they almost pincer Pulsar as they try to retake.
Yeah, and it's a good approach, but it's just making everything so slow. This is a game about quick flashpoints, and it just is being drawn out, but it's the better approach. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make sure that they don't get caught off guard in any situation that they don't want to be in, but it's just slow. And as a caster, I can complain about that because I'm here for the action.
Oh, so am I, but you know what? Boy, do I have a blessing for you, Ryu. Because in 5, 4, 3, 2, maybe 1. We're about to get a whole bunch of action. Explosions are already started. It's a dissension down below. That's going to be Akazo, though. He's the heavy of the bunch. He has the most HP to deal with all these different players. But it's winch after winch after winch, and finally an elimination. Gets shredded out immediately, though. Akazo good for 1, but unfortunately, Boo and company, they've essentially wiped Team Kiri. Bravado's the only one left, and he has so little HP left. A team wipe against Team Curie.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it is finally an engagement. It went the way of Pulsar Blue. It got a little sloppy there on those bounce pads as the teams got split up, and you could see that Curie was trying to get some shots off at distance, but at that point, they was just down to the one member, and it just didn't go in their favor. Looking at the kills, this is actually a pretty even match, with basically Curie just having a little bit of a tiny advantage, maybe just one kill overall, so not a bad spread, very evenly placed match. This might go to 3 cash outs.
Oh. Now, the big question is, do you think, while we have a minute, do you think this will go to map 3?
I hope so. I really want to see as many battles as we can. And when these teams are this close, that's what I want. I want these engagements to be at the cutting edge of the finals.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat right now, and let me tell you, this building is on the edge of its life. It is going to be, again, another breach down below, but all the while, Viper's waiting to make sure that the rest of his teammates can get by on time. That vault is right in front of their faces, and Team Curie want to tap it, but they're not simply aware that Team Pulsar is right above them, not holding on the vault directly. This is a methodical mission. It's Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 in the finals. They have a plan. They're about to execute on it. Bravado taking some damage. He is their healer, so it's not good that he can't heal himself back up. There was a nice little tap, buy themselves some information. They know where some people are. The engagement is kicking off. Sparrow getting a lot of damage, has to dash out of there, goes to a better position, gateways himself back up to the top, but Servati going down. They've lost their heavy, but all of the mines are going to make this very difficult. A very unique approach. They glitch it so they don't go off, but they're staying in this, and nobody has gone down just yet. Boo Boo taking a lot of damage. The steal is being attempted. He trusts the rest of his teammates to get the rest of the Pulsar Blue down, but here's the push. Time is running low. It's all on Boo Boo as the steal is being attempted. He has a cheeky little spot, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He needs to find an opening. The mines went off now. He might have kited this. They're going to try and stick it. Akazo has health. He does bring his teammates with the healing infuser. They get the flip. They get the map. They're able to take it from here. Team Curie, map number 1 in the bag.
Shrouded in flames completely, Team Curie just took it from the skin of their teeth, but they got both of the cash outs. Team Pulsar, our expectations, our predictions even, was that we would expect them to be the better retaking team. And while they had some great ideas, it was the maneuverability and the communication and teamwork from Team Curie that just looked top notch.
It was top notch indeed. Their setups, their approaches, their just kills. They'd find that perfect little opening and then just execute on it perfectly. It was so unexpected, and I came in here thinking, "Oh, Pulsar Blue, this is going to be a complete wipe." But I love being proven wrong, and just even my own head. So it was a fun one. Ikazo also bringing the winch instead of the goo. Maybe the man has figured out that the goo is just better for cash out. We saw that, and I've had several discussions with other people, and that might have been his downfall. It's just that goo is such a unique weapon or a gadget to bring into the arena because, again, we've said this before. It builds in a game all about destruction. Building being an aspect, it's great when there's a lot of chaos. Not so great when there's less chaos and more of a methodical battle.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to assess what's going on and destroy the goo and get past it. It's easier in the chaos, maybe at times, to sneak past the holes in the goo, but even then, it could just be such a pull and push into what you want in those situations. But we're not going to waste any time. I think both teams are just about ready to get into the second point, and we're going to see if there will be any changes. Pulsar, I believe, was the first signed team to join into this league,
On
and
the
they're
EU
the
side. Yeah.
yes,
So
on the U side.
this is Pulsar Blue. They're a little bit different.
Ah,
Yeah. We've they didn't qualify for the major, and so this is a team that did. They were able to kind of come in there and sign them. So they're still in it, and that's how we got the Pulsar bundle. But yeah, there are 2 Pulsar teams happening right now. But we're loading into Cis Horizon, a favorite map in the scene. It is one of the more competitive maps. It is where the wild strategies go off. There are nice open sight lines. We're gonna see some battles going off in this map.
are they going to be juicy battles?
I I really hope so.
Oh, me too. Well, we'll see if we get to squeeze any of the lemons into some fruition here as we get started. No immediate fast tracking, no fights right away, but things are looking at a high note for Pulsar to get this first vault. Sniping already, though. A repeater against Bravado does not go the way he hopes. He tries to get a sneaky shot from a different building, but he lost half his HP in the battle.
Yeah, that repeater can hit hard. I am not able to make it work. I tried it for about a week, and it is just not my weapon. I just seem to lose in the close engagements, so I have a mad respect for the players that are able to take it and run with it, because I think it's just such a unique weapon. It can bring down a light so quickly, and if you hit those headshots, oh my god, what a great weapon. But again, I do think that it struggles a little bit on the close range, so yeah, if these people are able to run with it, it is quite impressive. But now, Team Kiri getting the vault, setting it up. They are in control so far. They're still looking like the good team. Pulsar Blue finding a little bit of an opening, bringing down Viper to a little bit of his health, but immediately gets hit healed right back up. They are in each other's faces. Bravado brings him down. Just like I was saying, that repeater is intense. It can hit those shots, and they're going to go for the seal.
Yeah, great capture immediately, and I was about to ask before the engagement happened, I don't think there's been a time we've seen Pulsar get the initial vault into a cash out. I think it's always been Team Kiri to start the engagement.
I think you're right. Yeah, and that says a lot, honestly. The vault fights mean a lot. People tend to overlook them as kind of inconsequential because this is what really matters, but I think that the vault fights do show who is the more dominant force in the arena at that time. Everything can change, but we're watching now as Kiri playing the perfect kite game. Look at their distance. Look at their setup. They are not wanting to go for this engagement. They are just wanting to run down the clock, but they are at a good distance where they can run in there at a moment's notice if they need to. If they need to dive on it, and maybe right now they've made a call, they want to bring down the rest of Pulsar Blue, but no, they're still taking it a very slow approach. This is a great way to do this.
A winch through the goo, try to make a safe zone, capture that vault back. This might be the first effective recapture we see for Pulsar in the entire series. But that's not going to stop Kiri, though. They're going to make one heck of an attempt to make it come back. And there might be a chance, a hole in the goo. They found the way in, but there's fire everywhere. And so that means now this defuse has to work perfectly. Sparrow for one, Servani for two. One left alive, now it's Bravado. He's the medium build, he's right down the middle, and he's got to find a way back in. But this was completely denied. For the first time this series, we see now Pulsar Blue with their own catch out.
That was a great steal. I'm not sure what went wrong on the Kiri side. I thought they had that down to a T. They were playing the distance game, they were playing the kite game, and then the goo and the winch just forced all of that on its head, and they got the advantage, and Pulsar Blue got the cash. Now, the real question is, can they keep this momentum going? Can they keep it going? Can they keep this energy in the arena and just stomp down Kiri and bring it to map number 3 like I was hoping?
Well, I think your hopes will turn into reality soon, my friend. We'll have to wait and see how this next engagement goes. Team Kiri, they haven't been a team on the back heel yet. We'll have to wait and see how they respond. Their defense at first looked pretty dang good, but Pulsar made the recapture and used effectively the goo to shut out Team Kiri. But can that happen twice?
I think it absolutely can, and we're going to find out in just a moment as Sparrow has found a way to wrap behind them. And actually, I take it all back. It seems like all of Pulsar Blue have made the call to wrap around. They want to go dive on them as soon as the steal is happening, and that's what's going on. The steal is being attempted. They know that they have enough time to flip it back in them. A red barrel or an RPG went off in their face. Akazo going down. Viper low as well. They want to stay in this battle, but Kiri is not looking so great. Akazo, the leading man that they need in this, got the res back on him, but he's only at half health, has to get healed back up by that medic, and now it looks like the flip might be happening one more time. A steal is being attempted by Pulsar Blue. Nobody is right there, but there's the drop. The C4 goes off. We see more mines going down by Akazo in his warped little mind. Can they hold on? They need to kite this for about 30 more seconds. I'm not sure if they could get this keg.
This is a firefighter's nightmare. Every building you walk into, goo! Every other building you go into, fire! Any which way you go, it's destruction! Akazo falls, that's your heavy gone. What are you gonna do now? You play up above. Guess what? You're dead. It's up to Bravado. But can the resurrect happen? Well, you have to choose. Do you want Akazo's life, or do you want a chance to hold on to the vault? You chase 2 rabbits, you lose them both. So you have to say goodbye to the vault and let Kazo live so Viper can go for the respawn. But that means now Team Curie, they will have to go for their own retake. What is this? They're playing
There's no
leapfrog! Oh, wow! Is there no time? Are you sure? It seems like you may be right. But through the fires of flames, there may very well be a chance, even if it's by a hair, a millisecond. But no, it seems like we should be. Wow. I think it all
Oh,
ends there. Was that
well,
a 2-0?
that was a 2-0.
No!
Yeah. They got both cash outs there. No, it didn't go to 3 cash outs. It is a 1-1. So
Oh,
we
so
will
we do go to map 3.
we will absolutely see map 3, Nozomi Citadel, and I'm speechless because it was such a reversal of what we saw from both teams on this map. Maybe it's a map dependent thing, but what the heck? Are you kidding me? Team Kiri 2-0 kill two teammates like what, Viper at 494 damage. The man is great with that 93R. What happened? I'm speechless. They need to figure their stuff out as we get ready for map number 3.
I mean, it really seems like Team Curie put all of their attacking stock into Akazo, and the double support from Viper and Bravado didn't work. It feels like in both maps so far, we've seen different off-meta strategies from Team Curie. So we know they have an expansive arsenal of things that they can try to employ to bring out. I would really like them to just find the best of both worlds and go for something more streamlined. And I think then they could probably take this 2-1.
Yeah, it's going to be really intense because, as I said at the very beginning of this group, it was just that they're defensive teams. Both of them are defensive teams, and that's what we've seen. That's why there hasn't been a weird upset on either side. They haven't been able to bring this out to 3. Is that they just get it, they're able to steal it, and then they set up, and then they hold it. And it's just that kite game. It's just this weird meta, buying time, flying your kite, sipping on mojitos, just making sure that
Sounds
you
good to
have
me.
enough space, and it's really interesting when 2 teams I think have a very similar play style, and yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a hard day of mojito drinking after this, depending on who loses. But luckily, though, we still have one more map to see who the unlucky losing team will be. I will say, you called this perfectly as we were heading into the 2v2s. We are seeing a very different style of pacing from Group A, where things are a lot less methodical, definitely a lot
Yep.
less macro. It's just how can we engage against these teams? How can we fight them? If we see them, we shoot them on sight. Do we win those fights?
Yeah, but I think that that's a totally
Maybe.
valid way to play this game. I think that there, and that's what we saw in closed as well, is just that like there can be teams that just absolutely shatter the meta. And I even hesitate to say that there's a meta in this game after how dynamic we've seen it. This is starting to build a little bit on that. We're seeing the BFR, we're seeing the healing beam, and a little bit of the infuser from light, but it's still such a dynamic meta in the entire scene. So to me, that is just so exciting. There is no singular play style, and this is showing us that these 3 separate groups have 3 different play styles, and all 3 of them are valid. So with that said, that's a lot to say and a lot to bring us into map number 3 on Nozomi Citadel with these 2 teams.
A very beautiful map again. I love the colors here, but will the map provide any advantages from the 2 teams of playstyles that we've seen thus far? Let's hold on to our thoughts for a second because there are no thoughts, only shooting. And all the while, Team Pulsar immediately starts off with a team wipe against Kiri. That's the biggest advantage you could possibly hope for.
Yeah, and I love it when we see 2 teams that initially on their first 2 maps were very reserved. They were very, just slow to feel each other out. But this one, they're just like, nah, we want to bring the engagement. I want to show that I am the better team than you. And I don't know, Pulsar Blue seems pretty good right now. And it is such an energy game. It's such a mind game as well. And if you're able to hold that energy, that might take you all the way through it. But with that said, Team Kiri is here. They are ready to dive on it, not going to give Pulsar a moment to breathe, a moment to set up. 2 people have gone down. It's a 2 versus 2 as the lights are just battling it out. They try and grab the medium, bring Akazo back into this. Now both teams get the reses off, getting into this battle again. Viper, the man who did not get a lot of damage last map, trying to get into this engagement again, but falls off. This might be good, but time is starting to tick down, Kev.
It's getting scary, my friend. Very, very scary indeed. Servati has already fallen once, got resurrected, and he may soon fall. Okay, well, not like that, but he will soon possibly fall again. All the while, again, shotguns are everywhere. This is a very brutal Team Kiri. They are out for blood, and they want murder. It's on their minds. Shotguns, once again, up close, very personal. All the gadgets on the ground, but still not going to stop Servati from getting his vengeance against Bravado. Team Kiri are forced to lick their wounds and run away. They have to get that resurrect, or they're going to be forced to go into this 1.5 versus 3, with Viper having so little HP before the heal.
Yeah, and sadly they lost Bravado, and I think not a great position. So they're forcing him
They
to
can't get
coin
him back
in. 10 more seconds before he gets back into this battle, and that means that they have to just kite it on the reverse side of things. They're just buying time for themselves, but at the time that he coins back in, it is going to be absolute chaos. We're down to the last third of this cash out already. Bringing Akazo back in here is going to be intense, but there is the explosions. There's the bounce pad. The cash out is in mid-air. It is going off. We have a fourth left, but all of Pulsar Blue somehow going down, all on Boo Boo, trying to find one more kill. He decides to bounce out of there, but he needs to stall for about 15 seconds, throw some goo, and sadly he gets wiped. There's Team Kiri taking the flip.
Wow, unbelievable. It really looked like Boo was there shooting point blank into, I believe that was Akazo, and just no damage was being done.
Yeah, and Akazo brought back the goo gun. He brought it back. They're running the APS turret as well. So you can see that their setup is to stay close. They want to stay in that APS area. They want to be a very tight group team. And it might be the play on this map. And look at this. I think that they know that Pulsar Blue have spawned in already. They want to go for this battle right off the bat. The energy from both of these teams is off the charts.
Off the charts, but can they maintain it? That is the biggest question. You can have such a strong beginning, but if you start to fizzle out towards the midpoint, that's where things get very scary. The second ball hasn't even been picked up yet, and really it seems like no one is looking to go for it either. Pulsar are very well aware that they're in the same building as Team Kiri. It's just a matter of figuring out where are they. And Team Kiri, whether they know it or not, are sitting right below a very scary prospect if they go back up on that roof.
And to me, it's always so interesting when this game goes to a standstill. Both teams feel like they're awkward dances or dates at a dance. They just don't want to go for it. They don't want to get on the dance floor where the real action gets started. They're just feeling each other out, and it's slow. It's very methodical. I like the setup from Viper. He's a little bit away from his team. He wants to find somebody out of position, and this might be his opportunity because Sparrow went for the tap. He could go directly to him, but he hasn't made the call yet. I'm not sure what's going on. This might be miscommunication, but that would have been the perfect opportunity.
He found the info. He found the ping. 2 players out of position now. That's one gone, but it's on top of the vault. Now everyone has to go to his position. Shots. Rain true. This is such a good start now. Hide back into the building. Play for the chip damage. It's all a matter of whittling away on Pulsar like a bar of soap. The Pulsar remain up above. They've lost 1 player, but they're back into the fray. It's a small map. Easy times to get back into the position you need. Where can Pulsar go from here? Where is the vault? It's in no one's possession.
There it goes. Finally, Team Kiri have decided we're done with this engagement. We're done with this standoff. They take the vault, and it seems like they're immediately being chased by Pulsar Blue. This is great, but Bravado, with that repeater, gets a lot of damage on Servati and Boo Boo. Both of them at basically 1 shot. There's that APS. You can see the call that his teammates wanted to regroup. This is a good setup, but look at this. Sadly, the cash out, the vault had to be thrown away, and Viper taking a lot of damage on the return. This is a very sloppy battle, in all honesty.
I love it when it's sloppy, Rio. That's my favorite. But can you drop down below? Oh, sloppy in the back, huge! Bravado!
Oh!
Even once again! That's the entirety of Pulsar gone! And if they can just get that vault in and capture through as we look at this replay, this could be the beginning of the end to bring things already to a 3rd map with Kiri bringing things maybe 2-1. But this is where it has to start. Now or never, Pulsar needs to bring this to an even game.
This is intense. It all comes down to this, and I've said it before that Team Kiri is the perfect team on defense. They have bought themselves enough time to get this set up, but now the real question is, can they kite it? Can they hold on? Can they secure themselves this win and bring themselves home as the victor of today against Pulsar Blue? Time is ticking away. Things have slowed down a little bit. Viper somehow spotted out Sparrow, just deleted him. That is a great start for Team Kiri.
Pulsar haven't been the team to usually play those 2v3s as much as we had seen Team Kiri do the same. A lot of the preference in the last game went to Akazo being the majority of the damage dealing, with Bravado and Viper being support. That can't work this time around. Everyone's going to put up that damage support, and we're seeing that now. Pulsar, they've always been playing as a team. And with one player already out of the fray and staggered, it's going to be less than half now. Team Kiri, this could be their ace in the hole. They have goo, they have bombs. What else could you possibly ask for in life with Pulsar not even close to engaging?
Yeah, this seems like a series of mistakes from Pulsar. They see the mines, they blow it up. It does drop it down. There is still an APS turret on there unless it got blown up in the chaos. But we are looking at the last third of this cash out. It is ticking away and nobody's there. Nobody has gone down yet. Pulsar Blue taking a lot of damage, trying to peel him up. Servati going down. They're trying to find another engagement, but they're here and this is ticking away. They need to dive on it like right now, and they are not there. Here comes the dive from Sparrow, but it is all for naught as he does not have time to even stick it, and Team Kiri take the map.
Very big picture from Team Kiri, but they made it work out. I cannot believe how clean the final map had looked. Team Kiri, we were worried about them in the second half, or second map, I should say. They had a very loose style of play, but everybody truly stepped it up on the firepower end, and that was the adaptability needed to bring it 2-1.
Yeah, that was the exact adaptability. I love their setups. It was out in the open. It had the mines, it had the goo, it had everything that they needed to make that a perfect stall, and they did exactly that. They were spread out as well, so they didn't die as one. And just it's a I don't want to say masterclass, but it is a good performance in how you're supposed to hold a cash out, especially on a map like that.
Absolutely. I mean, really, no notes. I love the way both of these teams had played. It's just truly unlucky at the end that Team Curie, they had that recognition. They have the straight fortification. The Goo Master, as you all have said, was able to show up his tricks and why he is truly the master of all things goo. And I really can't wait to see Team Curie throughout this season continue to harness their craft.
Yeah, and it's just such a unique team. It's fun. Pulsar Blue had a great performance. They brought us into 3 maps, so we can't overlook everything that they did. And even looking at the kills of the last map, they were so close. They were down by about a kill in total on each side. So it was just an amazing matchup. 2 really close teams, and yeah, I loved Group B. I like you said earlier, the sloppiness that kind of makes it more fun. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
as perfect. And oh, I did just hear through my ears that Space Station 1-2-0. So an amazing development indeed from the entire bracket of today. But
And
yeah,
remember, we almost saw SSG on our mainstream by a difference of what, $150.
$150. Yep, it's just wild. But the heartbreak will continue, and we still have Group C coming up. But with that, we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Crash, the Via PR Chief Officer. Thank you for all of your support, Crash. You've helped us a ton in making the scene grow. We love you and appreciate it all. But with that, guys, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Group C. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Rio. I'm joined by Keg over here, and it has been a wonderful day of the finals so far. We've made it through Group A, which was so methodical and well played. And then we moved on to Group B. That was the juicy meat of everything. A little bit sloppy, but you know what? Sometimes I want a sloppy hamburger at the end of a long day. But now we're moving on to Group C, and the action will just continue from here.
I gotta say, Rio, it's gonna be hard to top sloppy, juicy meat, but what can we possibly say for Group C?
Well, we can say that they might be at the bottom of the bunch, but they are still incredibly heavy hitters. We really can't say that this is not anybody's game, but we have Ape Aura, the Young Guns, Diminish, and Luxury. Luxury sitting there at the lowest rating right now. They had some struggles on Saturday on the first play day, but they have the opportunity to turn everything around. Ape Aura also a very strong team. A lot of well-known people that have been in the scene for a long time. Young Guns have given us great performances in the past, so this is going to be a fun group. And it feels so disingenuous to call them the bottom group. And I was touching on that earlier, just because they've done one play day and then it didn't go their way, so now they're in the bottom and battling their way to climb back up the bracket. So I think that these are going to be fun matches no matter what.
Okay, okay. And as someone more familiar with the finals scene and like the metas than I am, which of these teams should we be looking out for, not just in this matchup for today, but to be one of those teams that could potentially go up against the likes of, say, like SSG or Envy or any of those teams in the top two groups?
Oh, definitely Ape Aura. They're one of my favorite teams. As I mentioned earlier, they've been in the scene forever. And really, when they have a good day, it is so fun to watch. But we are loading into the cash out mode. We got 4 teams in the lobby. 2 of them will continue on to our upper 3v3s. But we have loaded into the Zomi Citadel for one more match.
Well, it's the same as usual. We get to see 4 different teams go up against each other, but we've seen a lot of scrappy fights from Group B and more methodical undertakings from Group A. I imagine this will be even scrappier than Group B. I mean, we've already got started. Look at this Young Guns. True to their name, have been Young Gunning all over. They are destroying other teams. Diminish is gone. They've been vaporized.
Yeah, that was about 30 seconds, and they found all of the right kills. Amazing to see. Love a good cleanup like that. Diminish. They really need to find a way to not get wiped that quick. But the Young Guns, we got to point out that we have the famous Ruby Labubu. I was told that he changed his name, but he's still rocking it, so it's fun to see.
I mean, how could you change your name from Ruby Labubu? That's perfection.
Yeah, well, and he used to be Meow Feng. So
Oh, of course, naturally.
Yeah, change things up a little bit.
How many Labubus do you own, Rio?
How many Labu? 0.
Yeah, 0? I don't believe that.
0, unfortunately.
When is the finals gonna have a Labubu collab?
I don't know. I'll have to message Rob. I know that it was on the horizon for sure.
Of course,
Def-
yeah. The next weapon's a Labubu melee.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I can't. I gotta stop leaking. They're gonna cut my contract.
Yeah,
But,
John Empark has the laser sight on your head right now.
nah, you'd be
Zoidberg's
surprised.
inside spy.
Okay, watching now is Ape Aura have the setup. They have the cash. Time is ticking down. A little bit of a nice setup for them. All of Diminish are here, and they really need to find better footing than they did on the first fight. Things are going slow. They're trying to spot people out, but they're kind of looking in the wrong direction. And did I just spot Luxury coming into this battle as well? Oh, it's probably the best skin. The goo, that skin there is a goo grenade skin, and it is the dirtiest skin. Like there's voice lines to it, and there's about like 2.5 minutes of them, and they're amazing. I can't even repeat them on stream because they're so out there.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
I think we've said some pretty out there things already today, but all right, I will take your word for it.
yep. I can't be going around saying I'm full of goo.
I mean, speak for yourself, Ryu.
Anyway, back to the finals, like we're supposed to be casting. Ape Aura are controlling this cash out. It has got about a third left, maybe a little bit less. Doesn't seem like any real competition is coming their way. And the other side of things, the Young Guns holding true, holding on to that cash for dear life. They need to buy themselves a little bit more time. But yeah, Ape Aura looking strong.
Finally, action! There's people dying! It was like a minute of stalling, and now finally it is just a crescendo of madness. Any which way you look, it's going to be more and more shots going through, but finally now, vaults have started to go underway. It's Ape Aura, as you predicted, in the lead, but really not by a whole lot. And if we get to see this next point get captured by Young Guns, I do think they have been the most dominant team in terms of kills so far in this matchup. They could very well steal that first place slot.
Yeah, and I'm curious what Ruby is running, because he is known to run the KS-23 or the Sledgehammer, so it is a very unique person to watch, to play, and just kind of be a part of. Oh, and look, this production's gonna treat us. He's running the BFR, the man of many talents. Can he pop off with that? He's got the nice Sanguine skin on it as well. It gives him some definite aura points. Helps him out a little bit. They're going to go for the tap of the vault. Gives them an extra $1,000. Helps add to their bank just a little bit. Yeah, people seem almost a little afraid of the Young Guns. They haven't engaged them directly, but as soon as I say that, they're immediately getting some damage chipped away from them.
It's a tactical operation. Young Guns for every player, it's multiplied by 4. That's going to be the most populated lobby that we've seen so far for this game. But guess what? Might not matter, though, when everybody and their mothers come down and try to destroy Young Guns directly on top of the vault. This is a scary operation, and I don't know who the victor will be. Ape Aura, though, is in a good spot. No, potentially, I think that might be Luxury. It's a little hard to tell with the colors sometimes, but I will say, though, overall, halfway mark now, Young Guns have taken the lead, but not by a whole lot. Ape Aura now have the chance to snipe back that second place lead, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Rio, but it really seems like we know who's going to be on the mainstream for the next mode.
Yeah, you say that, but there is a lot of time left in Cash Out. Cash Out is the most unhinged. Everything changes, and especially when Vault 5 and 6 pop. But we're watching it now as two teams are in control. Luxury seems like they are really struggling. Byron taking some damage as they make the approach, but sadly not able to find any connection just yet. Udriconi bouncing out of there, some great movement, good kill on S2, but can he continue it? I think he wants to dive out of there, doesn't want to go for the luxury kills, he's just trying to buy himself some information. The rest of his team isn't there, so Sacred just coined back in. It is a great approach for them. He wants to regroup, or at least he should regroup, and there he goes, finally getting back together with the old crew.
Getting back together finally, no longer staggered. Udriconi's playing this very, very well. His movement might be some of the cleanest I've seen out of any group today.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought Udriconi and Uni were the same person. but they are not. They are very different people. Yeah, definitely have that same aura though going for them. This cash out is being held by Diminish at the moment, but they need to hold on for about a third left. The Winch Claw pulls him out.
my
Belize
God.
ready to just capitalize on that. Diminish finally looking good. Only 3K to their name, but if they hold on, tons more added. Luxury is here diving into the stairwell. The stairwell battles are never a good place to be as they just get deleted one after the other. A last-second steal was being attempted, but Diminish actually looking strong.
You're right. I'm eating my words. That's going to be Abora now in third place. They have logged on from first to third in no time at all. But guess what? Right up above, it's going to be a secret warrior for no. User Cody doesn't have to worry about much until they come on top of the rope. Everyone's falling in time. That's one gone. User Cody was out positioned, but guess what? The payload wants to go down with them. Everyone is up in the air. No one knows what's happening except for User Cody. But even then, the Ruby Labubu, the greatest username themselves, do snipe him out of the sky, and that's going to be Abora returning to their first place slot.
Yeah, this is amazing, and it's really kind of amazing and intense for everybody but Luxury. I'm not sure what their struggle is. Nobody seems to be really targeting them out. They just seem to be messing up on these 1v1 engagements. Healing his teammates back up. This is some good movement from them. They need to get something going, but S2 went down. Now it's Byron looking not so good, and as he's the last remaining member, we're going to turn our focus towards Ape Aura and Sacred. He is bouncing out of there, trying to go into a corner. Let his teammates coin back in, but that BFR Titan sticks out quite a ways. I don't know if it's going to be as sneaky as he thinks it is, but he might have bought themselves the perfect amount of time.
I think he did. And we don't talk about coin usage a whole lot because a lot of the time people just rely on the team respawns. But Abora have been more willing to go for the extra mile and get those done just to get back into the fray. And there might be a reason why they're in that first place slot. But Diminish, they have been the silent warrior. They started off a little slow. They were way down in the trenches alongside Luxury, but they have brought themselves back second place. With 18,000 on the line, they could very well snipe that first place slot back again and get that first map ban, or I'm sorry, pick when it comes to the second mode. But again, there's just so many gunfights everywhere, and Luxury may very well be trying to snipe something from down below. That's Aguilar. But unfortunately, Aguilar, from this position, he's good for one. Him and S2 are good for two. They are just melting everybody away, and they may be able to show up when it matters most. But the cash out's all the way over in the rightmost building. They are fighting just for the sake of the fight.
Yeah, now Ape Aura is in the mix as well. It's not going to be good for Luxury if they can't bring one of their teammates back up into this. They do get the cash out started, so they get a little bit of cash in their name. They need to hold on if they want to get anywhere close to second, but it would also mean that Diminish would need to lose their cash out to somebody like Ape Aura. This is going to be quite intense. The math is mathing quite hard today for these teams, but Luxury might be able to hold on and pull out a second. I would love to see them come back from the jaws of defeat.
This is why I have an accountant. I don't want to do math, but guess what? It looks like you might not have a choice if you're inside this lobby. I mean, things are looking fantastic. And if Luxury now can get this capping at 18,000, we could see Young Guns go from the tippity top of this proverbial mountain to the very, very Mariana's Trench bottom. But we'll have to wait and see if that becomes the case. They're the only one not close to capping a point right now, and as they try to re-engage, who is that up above? Of course it's Yuja Cody. He's been the one away from everybody else, going for these silent snipes. Luxury is so close to not being in last place anymore. They don't want to go down into the lower seed. And the vault is going all the way down to the core of the earth itself with everything happening at once. It will be Young Guns to go to the very bottom.
Yeah, this is just a wild one. I am amazed, and sadly, Luxury was able to hold on to that at the very end, but the cash did not go their way. They ended up in third, just missing out on second by, I believe, $2,000 or $3,000. So they needed a little bit more kills to get their total all the way up there. But right now, Ape Aura sitting close in second, followed very closely by Diminish. This was quite a wild mix-up, but we'll see Diminish and Ape Aura go in the upper 3v3 bracket next.
Yeah, I mean, this was such a chaotic matchup. It's hard to say exactly what the strategies were for any of these teams, but it felt like everyone was just mishmashing together.
Yeah, it was definitely a mishmash. I didn't know which way it was going to go. There wasn't one dominating force. It felt like Ape Aura for a little bit, but then everything just turned to kind of changed a little bit on its head, flipped a little bit, especially when the Diminished started to kind of kick off and were able to secure their second place or first place somehow. Just a wild one, really, from what we just saw.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to expect going into this. There weren't a lot of pronounced strategies. It was really just let's go for kills, man. If there's an opportunity to get to the vault, just take it. I
Yeah.
guess the closest would be Udriconi. Zoidberg! But
So
anyways, Udriconi was the closest because he would at least hide away with the rest of his team, giving that aerial reconnaissance and go for these
mhm.
last second snipes. He was that unknown factor that teams just could not account for when it came to those group fights. Is that Zoidberg?
Oh, we're here for the finals.
Hello! Is he a talkative cat?
No, he doesn't talk at all. He
Uh,
doesn't. He's a very quiet cat.
very wise
Mhm.
man.
But anyway, Yuji Koni definitely was the player of that map. He just seemed to have control of it. He just seemed to have the best positioning and just popping off. Those shots with the 93 are amazing.
So as we go into the 2v2s, obviously you can't expect it to be as chaotic and you
Mhm,
can't capitalize on that nearly as much. That's where like real strategy needs to start employing. And a lot of the time we call it in like TAC FPS mid-rounding
mhm,
for these group fights and retakes. I didn't really get to see a lot of that come out again when it was so chaotic.
mhm.
Which of these two teams do you think will have the biggest advantage going with that strat?
Ooh, that's a good question. I do want to kind of give it to Ape Aura. Again, they've just been around. They seem to have a lot of good strategies. They scrim all the time. And yeah, I mean, shout out to Ape Squad. They're a wonderful org. And basically, I think that they have just a little bit more experience, a little bit more time in the game almost. It's hard to say when it's such a high level teams going against each other, but I got to go with what I know. And I have known Ape Aura for a while now. And I'm hopeful that they'll be able to take a lot of that strategy into the 3v3s, but I think as well that it's going to be very map dependent. I'm curious to see what the map bans will be. And production on point. We're going to bring us some map bans.
That's right. We're heading on over to Fortune Stadium to be the first one. We need your fortune cookie, please.
Oh, yeah.
Bernal for second, and Nosy Me for the third for Diminish. So I think the third one should be Apora, right?
Yes, I think so. It
Yes.
might just be a mix up, but that's. And yeah. Fortune and Bernal. Fortune, my favorite map. And you know what? I do owe you a fortune. So let me give you a
I am
fortune
hungry.
real quick. All
Please, by all
right.
means.
Here it is. A hunch is creativity trying to tell you something. So hmm,
Yeah, you
take
should see
that
my
for.
posture.
I guess that's what it means. Weird posture. I know as the
Like
games
this,
go
my
on,
dear.
I try to not go down, but
Look at the gamer neck.
it's okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna collapse into some pasta at the end of this.
oh, me
That's
too.
that's my
Or
goal.
fortune cookies. You are
Or
really
fortune.
hungry. First it was burgers, now it's pasta.
I don't even know why. Like I'm quite
What are you eating for dinner
satisfied.
tonight?
Pasta.
Yeah,
Yeah, Alfredo pasta. Yeah, hell yeah.
Alfredo's with the cheese, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't join you for dinner. I'm sorry.
What? Oh man, you know what? I have nuts. I can give you some almonds.
Yeah?
Yeah, there. It's
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
wonderful meal.
yeah. I mean, if you insist, sure, man.
That's what I offer all of my guests because I'm a wonderful
Oh,
host. Yeah.
wow, you are a great host.
All
You must be
right.
very popular with your house and your fireplace in Zoidberg and
And
your what?
almonds and yeah, no, it's a
No,
great
not
life.
almonds, but okay, okay. All right, well, we're heading into our last match of the day. And it surely shows with our sanity melting.
Yeah, there should be a graph of like the longer we cast, the more zaniness that goes on as our sanity just slowly dwindles away. But hey, you're here to watch two teams battle it out. I know it shows 4 on the screen, but that's okay because the two teams that are here are Ape Aura and Diminish. They're battling it out. Lots of explosions already going off. Nobody going down just yet. Belize has taken some damage away from him. This first vault fight does mean a lot because we have Cash Out B that is spawned, also known as the Hospital Cash Out. It's the one that everybody wants to bring it over to. It has the best defenses you can set up. Oh, and the winch pulling him through the gateway, deleting Belize. That's a great kill as they try and bring him right back into it, but Diminish taking a lot of damage. Aura as well. It is all on Sacred. Now it's up Kenneth Cavaneo as this is a 1 versus 1. Cavaneo down to just a sliver of HP. Sacred trying to stay in this. They want to go for the reses. They've bought themselves a little bit of time, but it looks like Cavaneo wants to go for the hunt. The goo has gone down everywhere, bringing this back to a slower paced battle, but they are right next to each other.
I thought when it would be a 3v3 that the chaos would go slower, but it feels like it hasn't missed a beat from the cash outs. And guess what? You go for a resurrect directly into a fight yet again. Nobody has left this hospital.
Yeah, nobody has left it just yet, and nobody's tapped the vault yet. It is untapped. It is just fighting. These teams are just playing the height game, and then they trade. The one goes to the bottom, one goes to the top. And now it's just slow down. At least you can tell that the teams really know where their strengths lie, and nobody wants to be the first team to push. It seems like whoever makes that initial advance seems to lose somebody in the battle, and that's the weak point. But I'm out of things to say because now they're just standing on top of each other. This is, yeah.
It's a game of chicken.
It's a game of chicken.
And who's gonna book up first? We'll have to wait and see. And so far, I will say Diminished in theory should have the advantage. They have the high ground, but they are not closer to the ball. Sacred does push up, gets exploded by the ground and by life. And Mega is, of course, the next to fall underway as well. It is pure chaos. And even with this engagement, again, Yujikoni is out of the fray. He was there for information, but cannot win this 1v1. He dashes out of the way. He may have the advantage. He has to go for the quick reload. Down below, he's good for one. Nearly divides out all three members of Diminish, but too little, too late. They grab around the corners, and Aibora fall once again. This should be Diminish's time to work the vault.
Yeah, but what's interesting is they just now got the tap on the vault, so they have to wait for this thing to pop before they can bring it all the way over towards B. And by the time that that happens, there will be a respawn happening. So this is going to be in Aibора's favor in the fact that they're not going to allow Diminish the time to set up properly. And with teams that play off of their defenses, this is a good opportunity for somebody to turn the entire tide of this battle.
Well, usually that would fall into the hands of Yujikoni, but again, we have to see Aibora play a true 3v3. They can't have Yujikoni going off and finding information and coming in late. They have to fight as a true team together. But an opening snipe, make that not once, not twice, but thrice over, does release a lot of damage against Baba. Baba gets eliminated! How did that even happen? Oh,
What
it
a
was
great
a rocket!
RPG.
Holy crap, okay!
Yeah, and that was a long-distance rocket as well. He shot that from a building over, and it connected after he dealt some hellfire from that BFR Titan. It is now all on Sacred as he's trying to do it again. Gets one. Can he find another headshot? Both teammates are in the stairwell, but sadly, Aibora can only do so much. What a great approach, but sadly, we got some clips.
I love the coverage from Diminish. The way they're able to cover themselves. We've seen Bubba get decimated twice within
Here's that
20
rocket.
seconds. I didn't even see the rocket come out. That's incredible. But the fact the immediate resurrects come out from Diminish is the absolute pinnacle of why this team has been able to be so stalwart. We are 5 minutes into this game, and only now have we seen movement with the vault. The cash out is finally underway. Diminish has the defenses pretty down pat. I don't know if Aibora can get back into this.
Yeah, I want to chalk this one up to just where the cash out is. It is the hardest one to push into, and right now, as I say that, all of Aibora is here. They have to hold on to this if they want to get it. There is the C4 dropping it down. They might have stalled themselves just long enough. Yujikoni died somehow. There goes Belize, all of Aibora wiped, and it looks like Diminish are going to hold on to this cash out.
Huge advantage for Diminish. They were not a team we were expecting to be towards the top of the cash out. Certainly not bad by any stretch of the imagination. But all eyes were really on Aibora. And Abora, while they've been able to consolidate and play together as a team now, they were not the ones that gathered this first cash out. And in the process, now Diminish are immediately hauling over to Vault 2.
Yeah, no, they are on a steamroll. If they hold this energy, they will be able to absolutely shut down Ape Aura. They tried to make the advance, and we see Ape Aura is set up on Cash Out A. They want to force them to go towards C or just absolutely steal it if they can. Sacred trying to get another shots off with that BFR. All of the diminished team have realized this. They've now gone towards the inside of the building. They want to just minimize the amount of time that they're out in the open, and this is a perfect approach. Now they're making their way. They're going to get it plugged into Cash Out C, and all of Ape Aura will be right there. There's the push from Yujikoni. The gateway is going to bring the rest of his teammates over there. They'll be able to get the height advantage, and it'll be all down to this.
I mean, you say Abora's there like as a threat, but so far I think they've lost almost every single group fight that they've engaged in against Diminish. We'll have to wait and see if that can change out here, though. Cash out is slowly underway. Yujikoni once again in his proper spot up above. That's going to allow both Sacred and Mega to take the majority of the damage, but they've already been discovered. And now the walls are blowing up. Very little places to go. Yujikoni fishing for the high ground as that light. He's able to find some more hidden angles. He finally engages in that 1v1. The other player runs away. That's Cafaneo. They don't want to engage whatsoever. The idea now for Diminish is to play purely for stall.
Yeah, and playing for stall is exactly what they're doing. It is more than halfway done of this cash out, or almost halfway done. They are set up at the height advantage. They can peek wherever they need to, but they've now decided to go down below. They're ready for the advance. They know that Apora is here. There is the gateway. There's the goo. There's the attempted steal. Are they going to hold on to it? If they hold on, they might be able to get the flip, but a lot of damage is going off. They get pulled off of it, and Mega goes down. Sacred going down as well. Yujikoni being the last person remaining and very out of position. This is not looking good for Ape Aura, as soon as he goes down, it will buy them 20 seconds on the respawn timer, and then they have to come back for a last second push. But what is happening? Yujikoni just got 2 kills there. He's trying to turn the entire tide of the battle. This would be the opportunity to go for the steal or a res. He's going to bring back his heavy. This could be the change up that they need.
And there was a resurrect on the other side too. Cafaneo was able to bring back his entire squad, and the same can be said now for Ape Aura. This is the last chance now for Ape Aura to show what they can really do. Are they strong together? The cap could be coming out, but the stall again! Mapes are melted down in front of her eyes! Yujikoni's gone! No chance at all of full stall! A retake! Diminish, take it back in full force!
Oh my god, the timing just didn't work out in their favor. Diminish were able to get that flip right after another flip from Ape Aura. They played that perfectly. They knew the positioning that they needed to be in. They dove directly onto where Ape Aura was. They got the kills, they got the steal, they got the flip. I'm blown away. This is not the Diminish that I was seeing just a few days ago. And this is not the Ape Aura that I know. It's just, my brain is all scrambled.
Scrambled, pasta, burgers. There's so many different analogies we can make with these teams, but I gotta say, Apora, I expected more from them, but Diminish, they far exceeded my expectations. They looked pretty dang good, and I think they could hold them own with the best of this league.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier, is that like even though this is our lower bracket, it doesn't mean that these are our lower base team. It just means that they had one bad play day, and now they're going to show us that they don't belong to be down in this bottom bracket. And honestly, yeah, as you said, Diminish, they hit hard. They played that perfectly. They really, it didn't seem sloppy. Like we talked about a lot of sloppiness in Group B, but this looked composed. It looked like they had a plan, and that's really impressive to me.
Yeah, a great game plan. The resurrects were out. The comms looked very sound. Overall, very impressed with Diminish so far. I think they may be one of the top teams, or sorry, like we mentioned at the start of the show, they might be the dark horse we need to look out for.
Yeah, and everybody loves a dark horse storyline, and they are showing us that maybe they went out and they practiced, they found some new strategy, found some team cohesion as well. Like, it is interesting to note that a lot of these teams aren't that old. Like, we're in under a year territory. So sometimes I find it really interesting when I talk to the teams. It's kind of like they need to find how to communicate, they need to figure out how to work as a team. And that's what's cool the longer we play in the finals and the longer that these teams get to build that out, is that we are seeing this cohesion. engagement. We are seeing that they learned to master their communication, and I just think it's quite interesting. It's very fun to watch it develop in the finals.
It's fun to develop. It's fun to watch. I'm parroting exactly what you said. But the most important thing is that this is still the beginning of the league, and there's many, 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 many more days to come to see how that fruition could come underway and which teams can truly blossom and which ones unfortunately will not survive the season. But with that being said though, I don't
Bernal.
know. Yeah, Burnell. Hi,
Bernal
Burnell.
is a wonderful map. It's pretty unique for these two teams, mainly because there's not a lot of height advantage. A lot of the buildings in here don't have drop potential. Even the cash out manipulations aren't huge. There are a few areas that you can draw it out to where it's a more isolated, more exposed area, but it's not on the same level as something like Fortress Stadium, like we got started on. So this will be interesting if Ape Aura are able to find their footing in this, show us that it's not just a fluke that they made it this far, made it in this top bracket, and that they can really take on a team like Diminish.
See if they move on forwards. If Diminish again, they can have their strategies broken. I think again, watching out to see how well Diminish can react for when they lose gunfights will be the most important thing. They so far have been good with the Resurrects. That has to be something Apor needs to capitalize on. Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah, hey, you know, some mishaps happen, but they bring them right back up, and yeah, okay. Well, we can definitely bring back the claim that things might be a little more sloppy towards the end of the bracket, but they're learning. This is a learning environment. This is a growth, as we said earlier. But now it seems like Diminish have decided to go on the lower route. They want to get out of the sight lines. They don't want to take any more damage if they can avoid it. Cafaneo still down on half health, but able to stay out of the sight lines and get his health right back up. These teams are on top of each other, and the engagement does kick off. There goes Belize getting winch clawed, but Sacred taking his shots off with that BFR in mid-air. Did connect with a couple of them. They're being forced into a corner. Ape Aura is all here. Mega very low, somehow surviving in this engagement.
Yeah, surviving anywhere, sure, but the house certainly is not. It is pure chaos any which way you look. But honestly speaking, the way Diminish was able to use their environment to divide out all of Ape Aura into individual 1v1s and win them all very solidly is a very good start.
Yeah, they did pull them out of position. That was a great way that they did that. And then, yeah, just 1, 2, 3. They got the kills. Oh, and there's the gateway. They're able to pull that away. Thought they went the wrong way there for a sec, but no, they're going to make the call to go towards A. A has a little bit of a height advantage, so they can see some good sight lines. They can manipulate it, but immediately Ape Aura is here. They must have spawned directly inside of their sight. And look at this. They're deciding to pull off of it. Maybe not go for this engagement head on. Maybe find a way to get the plug and then go for the engagement. Not really sure just yet.
Oh, but I see that Rocket's prepared and ready. All good from Diminish's side. Immediately, Blaster coming through, and Ultra Coney, he has been the hardest one to pin down. The most aggressive to go for these fights when he has that height advantage. Belize does fall, and it's a good start now for Ape Aura to regather themselves after losing out on the initial fight. Still, though, there has been no start to this cash out.
Yeah, it looks like somebody just yeeted that away from this cash out. They want to bring it away from A, maybe bring it towards another cash out. This would be the opportunity if I was Ryuji Cody to just get it and take it towards B. But that gateway, it looks like he's just going to bring it towards A. He just wants to bring this battle, continue the engagement. Diminish look a little bit caught off guard because they were getting ready for the rotate, I think. And now they've pulled everybody right back into one building.
I mean, that speaks for the confidence of Ape Aura. They're ready for these fights, and they're prepared to fight for the high ground. What's Diminish gonna do to get that high ground potential back? They have a flame canister ready to go. A giant launch does not seem to connect. Ultra Coney has taken a wealth of damage himself, and he's gonna have to force to disengage the fights just for a little bit longer. Sacred, no! I was gonna say not engaged either, but he gets a good headshot. Okay, maybe one more for the road. Yes, he plays pigeon style. He's good for the shooting gallery.
Yep, this will be a great turn for them. Abe Aura finally finding some steam, especially if they can get a second kill here. But he's about to go into a building where all three of them are there. Good little winch claw brings down Belize. This could be the opening that they need. Running in there, trying to connect his other shots. He is right inside her face, but has to reload, forcing the reload, going into the stairwell. The goose stalls him down for just a second, but it is all on not Bubba. He is the last person remaining, and finally he goes down in the crosshairs of Yujikoni.
Yes, and this is the advantage you're looking for now. Again, look at that payload. The cash out is looking fantastic. At best, the Minish have a singular chance at the very last second to fully respawn, win the fight against Abe Aura, and get that cash out back. With the way things are going, this is at least the first 25K secured. And if Abe Aura could just recreate magic again, we're looking at game 3.
Yeah, depending on where the spawn gods do. And yeah, they got a nice little spawn. This might be one opportunity for a very last second dive and steal on the point. If anybody can do it, it's Diminished. They're making the approach right now. Some goo has slowed them down, missing some jumps, some really important jumps there. There is the dome shield. He's ready to try and ride it down, but onto a bounce pad. That catch out goes nowhere in the favor of Diminish as Bubba and Cafaneo are still engaging in this battle. Cafaneo spots out the other light, tries to get into it with Yujikoni, does bring him down, but Cafaneo, the last person remaining from his team, getting forced into a stairwell. He knows that the rest of them are here, and boom, there's a headshot to bring him down.
A quick 25K is a reward to remove Diminish from the lobby for just a few more seconds. It's going to be that second vault spawning back near the cathedral. This will be the chance now to see whether or not it truly will be a Game 3 game, or if Diminish can completely alter their strategy. These closed corridors have worked so beneficially for Abe Aura. They can maneuver around the building, destroy it, and set up goo just in time, that Diminish is just simply not able to catch up.
Yeah, and the more I look at this, the more I'm really feeling that this might be a map-dependent team. It might be that Abe Aura have just practiced this map and they really like Bernal. They might just excel on it, or the other way around. They just didn't do as well on our last map because they're just not as good at it. And it's really interesting to watch these teams go at it, but not Bubba just bringing the engagement. That FAMAS is hitting hard. He's trying to bring the other one down. He's got a little bit in his sight lines, wants to get Sacred. That little tickle left, and bringing a goo bridge. He goes down in this. It is all on Yujikoni. It's better if he just gets wiped here, lets them have the vault, but somehow he's just staying alive.
We never see Yujikoni, though, take for the wipe. He always wants to engage if he can, go for at least one to stagger the enemy team and Diminish. They may very well be staggered at that. But no, Yujikoni now, he just staggered his own team.
Oh, that's heartbreaking because now Mega's back in there. And what do? Do you wait the 22 seconds for Yujikoni to get back in here? Is Sacred going to coin? He did just coin back in, but it'll be really weird because now Belize had half health. Must have taken a shot from somewhere. Does grab the vault number 2 and is starting to bring it. I'm not really sure where he's bringing it. Where is the other cash out? It's C. It's in the middle there, right in front of my face.
Ah, yes. And it looks like Abe Aura are set up and ready for this C deposit. They have expected it to go down that way. They've reoriented themselves. And it looks as if Diminish are not aware that just on the building of the rooftop right above them is going to be their enemy team.
Yeah, I mean, this could be everything for Abe Aura if they're able to get the flip, hold on to it, and then take us to map number 3. But at the other side of things, if Diminish can hold on, they just need one more cash out to secure this series. They're looking good. Mega, nice positioning as well. Good vantage points from basically everybody. The engagement is getting started. Not Bubba took some damage, but Cafaneo immediately heals him back up. Mega now trying to look for any opening that they can. To look at Diminish, they're moving as a group. You can hear the calls going out to make it and stay together.
I'm happy you mentioned that. The comms are looking sound and secure from Diminish's side. Really, right now, it's usually a 2v3 fight with Yujikoni being that unknown factor. He's hidden away behind everybody else now. It's just a matter of crashing down below. It is a siege and a capture immediately. No one's around, but guess what? That seems very precarious with a very easy to destroy floor right below you. Surely now you can't expect to stay in that room forever, right?
That was a
floor
great...
wasn't destroyed.
Yeah, they threw a glitch grenade and it just totally disabled the C4. That is a great play, but now they're pushing in there again. There's the drop. It seems like Apora has to hold on for about a third left of this cash out. People diving onto it. The chaos is going off. Lots of shots, but Mega not looking too healthy. Yuji Koni, the last person remaining, he has to stay alive if he wants to kite this out, but it is not looking good for his team as he has to pull out of there. They're going to get the flip. He's going to have to wait for his teammates to coin back in, and this will take us to cash to vault number 3.
That's right, there's no chance to bring it back now. Again, Ultra Koni, he has this usual strategy, but at this point, diminished, their confidence seems to have risen up. If they don't have to worry about him once Sacred and Mega go down, they are effectively playing these 3v2s over and over again.
Yeah, basically, and it is really exciting how they just decide to pull off. They make these calls at the very last second. Instead of getting wiped, they leave themselves open for any opportunity. But the amount of coins that have gone off in this map is insane. Cafaneo just gone. Just Sacred is just popping off. That was a long-distance fight as well, and he got a good kill on there. Surely they grabbed that totem. They're going for a long res, but look at this. All of Apora are basically on top of Diminish. This could be a great height advantage for them as they spot them out immediately, but an RPG, Red Barrel, Winch Claw, all of it going off. My God, this is intense as the teams battle it out. Yuji Koni, again, the last person remaining. Surely, they need to fix this. They need to change up their battle. They need to change something, or they're going to be kicked out, or they're about to lose.
It seems like this is the pain point right now. Ultra Koni has been great about getting frags, don't get me wrong, but even then, he just staggered well. No longer staggered with this team, but he extended the respawn timer for the entirety of Apora.
Yeah, and that is going to be big because it will let them get this vault, bring it wherever they want. It looks like they've started their approach towards B. B will be good. I believe it has 3 floors. I'm curious if they want to try and winch it out there. There's the gateway, bringing his teammates around. Getting that vault as well. Has to go back and grab it. But again, they'll have plenty of time to set up. It is still a little bit of ways away, so they could run into it. They're going for D. Okay.
Would D be a bigger advantage for them?
It has 1 extra floor, so that's basically it. And a little bit of an area that's more open that they can winch cloud out, but they have to get 2 winches off if they want to pull it off to the right. So,
but this is how Diminish always plays it, though. They love playing for that floor destructibility, but they are aware of the glitch grenades now from Apora's side. They can play around that.
Yeah, and Apora has great height right now, too. Look at the damage that they've dealt on Diminish. There's the goo pad. They want to just go for it, bring the fight to them. They know that they're low. Belize, especially at half health, this will be a perfect time for them to capitalize on again. Whoever flips this or holds on to it will take this map, so the stakes are massive right now.
Steaks, pasta, juice, all massive. Can it be enough, though? Again, you have to play for the floors. This is exactly what Diminish likes. Apora, they're struggling to engage. Ultra Koni again. He's been the #1 player to look out for. He's doing a lot of whittling damage. He's being that distraction factor. He buttered them up, but unfortunately the RPG cannot be the main course. An on-strike perhaps if it destroys the ground enough, but we're already at the halfway point, and already those floors have gone away of the dodo.
Yes, it has been dropped basically as far as it can go. We're on the ground floor. A flip is being attempted by Mega, but everybody's here. It did get flipped, but can they hold on to it? Belize throwing that RPG directly in their face, trying to get some heals back up. Cafaneo, the heavy hitter, is down. This is a good spot to be in if you're Apora. Bring us into map number 3. They just have to kite this for about 25 seconds. Look at how far Diminish has pulled off. They want to regroup, find a different approach. They still have 14 seconds before Cafaneo can coin back in, and gotta say, it is not looking good if you are a Diminish fan for wrapping it up right here.
I think you have to engage now. You don't have a choice. It has to be a 2v3. Ultra Koni again. This is where he spawns the best. He finds his information. He's able to hide up above. He finds a wealth of info. Sacred takes down Bubba, but Ultra Koni again, he'll have to re-engage. Oh, Bubba's gone. Belize is back in. Cafaneo, of course, is going to be way out of position, but you have no choice but to push back in. Go for it! Go for it! Go for it! There's no time! And Apora, they steal it back!
That is amazing, and that means that we are going to map number 3 at Sis Horizon. These two teams have shown us that they can take control, but who is going to take control towards the end? I really don't know. It felt like such a such a back and forth from what we saw in the first map. Now the second map, Ape Aura really took control. Look at how close and tight those groupings are as well. Really impressive so far.
I know it's always an analytical caster's nightmare to watch teams like this because it is so close and so flip heavy that it's not really easy for us to look at one specific strategy or one specific player and say, yeah, this was the reason why they won. Or this is the reason why they lost. Yeah, we keep mentioning Ultra Coney over and over, but it's not necessarily for a positive or a negative. He was the outlier because he was the one changing the engagements so much and towards the end, really making it very ape favored. But there was a long time too where he was the biggest disadvantage for his own team.
Yeah, and that's kind of where he was because he was either in the perfect position or out of position. And that's really kind of the line that he was towing on. And when he was out of position, his teammates would die, and then he was the last person remaining. But when he was in the right position, he was able to get the flank on all of the rest of the team, and it was just perfect. So it's just that to me just means that they need to practice more. They need to figure out just the right comms, the right times to do that because you can't go for that setup every time. If you do the same thing every time, it's just a bit crazy.
It is a bit crazy, and it's weird because we didn't see Ape really change their strategy, but the fact that Ultra Coney just kind of stepped it up and played better actually made it work out well in the end. So I'm really not expecting Ape Aura to change anything going into this final map, but I think there could be a very good call where we see instead identifying where Ultra is from Diminish's side and maybe trying to take him out first before engaging with Ape's team.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you know what? I am just so excited that we get one more map. I mean, today is about to wrap up. We're on Group C, and I love that we finally get to go the distance with a team like this. It
Oh
really
yeah.
is anybody's game, and I just don't know which way it's going to go. If you're an Ape Aura fan, I'd love to see it in chat. I'd love for you to let us know. Give them the support, send them good thoughts, good feelings their way. But if you're a Diminished fan, root them on as well. Again, chat, I'm curious what your thoughts are. Who's going to take this one as we load into Sis Horizon for our final map of NA Playday number 2 with Group C? That is a mouthful. We'll take it from here.
It is the beginning of the season, but surely not the beginning of these teams. It could be the beginning of a long dynasty, depending on how this next matchup goes. Ape Aura, they were the team to look out for in this final group, but they have been the ones to struggle a little bit more as well. They had a slow cash out game 1. They had a struggle in the beginning as well for the first game in this 3v3, but they've been a team to show that they have resilience and quite a bit of adaptability. We'll have to wait and see, though, if Diminish, a team that likes to play much closer together than the individuals of Ape Aura can do, if they are able to finally start winning these consistent group fights.
Yeah, that will be the test of time, as they say, as Vault 1 is being approached by Ape Aura. Diminish has the ultimate height advantage here. They can basically see down. They've poked some holes as well, and the engagement is happening. They're pulling it off. The Winch Claw pulls him in there. Sacred gets a kill, immediately traded back, and Belize goes down as well. It is looking good for Ape Aura as Cafaneo, the man that we said again, just in the wrong spot. Did not have what he needed to wrap around there, and sadly, all of them went down one after the other.
It was the wrong place at the wrong time. Ape Aura now a very definitive beginning, something we didn't quite see the first 2 games.
Yeah, not yet at all. Vault has been tapped. They're going to bring it over towards B. B is a fun one. I'm curious. I bet you that they winch it right into that alleyway because it is such an ultimate place to be. There's the Vault. They seem a little bit like they missed that call, but there it goes, and there is the winch. And they're bringing it out there, and this makes it for a very difficult location. There are those 2 cubes right there that will make a little bit of cover and make it a little bit easier for the rest of Diminish as they make their approach. But look at the height that Ape Aura has right now. They were able to deal some fire down just from above. They've even got those goo in the air and some bounce pads as well. They're just trying to get in
What in the goo
spots.
parkour is this? What am I watching? This is vile. But I like it when it's vile. It's working out well in RPG. Oh no! He's gonna create the biggest angle of his life with destroying the floor.
Yeah, and
No
they
way.
all have their own little setups. They don't know. Diminish doesn't know what's about to happen. They don't know what they have gotten themselves into. They reverse winch it back into the building. This will be good for them because it throws all of Apor's plans into a blender and forces them to drive down there. There is some smoke going off on the point. An attempted steal, but a kill from Yujikoni on Bubba. They're going to look for the next kill now as Belize throws down an RPG. Sacred trying to chase it up. Belize now the only person remaining in this fight. Is looking good for Ape Aura, but they do bring him back. Not Bubba in the battle once more.
Oh, this is good. The triple revive. We thought it was over for Diminish with this group fight, and it nearly was. But luckily, though, no one capitalized on the bodies, which is out. Get over here. But no, Sacred fell directly into the trap. Sacred was able to capitalize, and now all of Diminish forward in what could have been their strongest play yet. This is looking like an Ape Aura that's so confident.
Yeah, and you know what? This does bring me back to earlier seasons of PHL. We've seen this type of play from Ape Aura before, where they will almost concede the entire first map of a 3v3. Whether by intention or not, it does give them a lot of information and a lot of ways that the other team is... They learn a lot about their playstyle. So it makes it where if they can find that one opening, they just continue to steamroll it. And honestly, from what we've seen so far, it seems like they figured out Diminish. Will they be able to hold on to it for one more cash out? I don't know. But there's Yujikoni going down from an RPG. The engagement is already kicking off. All of Diminish are here. They want to show that everything I just said was wrong. Goo in hand, bringing down Sacred. Mega, the last person remaining, able to bring back Yujikoni, but their other teammate is way out of position. Probably going to force him to coin.
Yeah, Yujikoni being alive alongside Mega means it's effectively 2 3v1s. Yujikoni, good to at least be a distraction factor, skates out of the way, allows more time to reposition back over. All the while, though, again, 5 more seconds until Seiku can respawn. Time is ticking away. That vault is not going to place itself, and Diminish is getting very close to getting it to the C point. And because there's a lot of destructible flooring, it's going to work out well for Diminish to hold the point. They love this defensive style of playing things out. But, oh, Ape Aura, they only need to cap this one more time to be the definitive winners of this series. 15 minutes left on the clock.
Absolutely. This could be the very last cash out as we watch Ape Aura getting their setup. They're finding any information that they can. There is the approach. A little bit of gunfire going off, but nobody really popping their heads out just yet. RPG in the hands of Sacred, following his teammate, ready to go in it. Pulls out his BFR Titan, ready to get some shots off, getting healed back almost immediately. But look at Diminish's positioning. They have pulled off to the left of this map. This is a great way to kite it. They don't let themselves be known by any from Ape Aura, but I think that they have been spotted out. An RPG goes off. Big RPG connects with multiple of them. Gets Cafaneo down. Belize taking some damage as well. Sacred very low, but if you can find one more kill, this will be perfect for them. It does not look good as Yujikoni is the only person, but he gets another kill in this battle. It's all Yujikoni versus Belize. He decides to dip out of there because he's so low on HP, and that is probably the right plan. This will allow Belize to get a res off, but if he pulls this at the right time, he can capitalize on it, but no, he's able to get that res off, and Yujikoni is going to have to pull out of there. Probably concede this cash out even.
And it's the fatal flaw for Ape Aura's squad. Every time Yujikoni's the last one left alive, it's hard for him to re-engage, even if it's a 1v1. That buys enough time for Diminish just to keep one player left alive and have the instant res for both the other players left. It forces now the other 2 players of Ape Aura to wait longer for their respawn, and that's going to take a longer time for them to reorient themselves for the next push.
Yeah, and this is it. Time is ticking down. I think we're about to see 3 cash outs unless Ape Aura can do something right now. There's the drop. They need to hold on to this. If they hold on, they'll grab it. But there is another drop going on. The drops are saving Diminish. They have bought themselves enough time on top of cleaning up Ape Aura. This will all come down to one more cash out. Vault 3 has been spawned. Diminish are very close to it. They're going to get the tap. They're going to control it, and it'll be really important. It'll be really important for Ape Aura to get this intercept somewhere down the line.
We are going to the very limit of what the Finals Pro League offers. We'll have to wait and see now if it goes all the way to the very, very end. It has to at this point. 25K for both of these teams, 1-1. And who will capture the vault into the next cash out? We'll have to wait and see. Already, I see the plan for Ape Aura. They're going to wait to allow Diminish to capture the vault and bring it over to what they expect it to be. Is that D-Site? Yes, it is. They're
Yeah,
going to wait to go for the Spring Trap.
Yeah, they are crouching down, but you know what? I am not seeing that vault move either, so Diminished might be getting wise to this plan, or they might be falling directly into a trap as they are starting to get a little bit closer. The shots are going off. He is shooting downstream from them. This is a perfect spot for them to be in, but oftentimes being in that stairwell can be perfect death, as we just saw C4 being thrown at the stairwell and blowing up. You don't see that every day.
I mean, if there's no stairs, how do you get out in case of a fire? There's no chance. It should be a trap.
Oh!
No, they're not. An RPG into her wits. Headshot directly on Lobotomy, and even Lobotomized Belize is still going to take out Sacred. Go the walls. Bring the traps. Bring out the teleporters. It's Belize in the skies. All of Ape Aura is gone, and where is the vault? Non-existent.
This is so impressive. If you would have asked me at the beginning of this map, I would have thought that it was Ape Auras completely, but they are losing their steam. Something has happened. They are just losing the pressure and not able to hold on. Somehow, everybody else is just building off of this, and it is just quite impressive as the vault has been tapped. They're going to bring it over there. It's already been plugged as well, so they have had plenty of time to get set up. Diminish has the height advantage on top of everything else. Ape Aura trying to stay inside this building, relying on Udriconi to gateway them in there. They have gatewayed over, so they're directly on top of it. Now will be the approach. Ape Aura trying to still have bridge that gap, bridge any distance that they can, find a kill. Nothing's going off. Cafaneo taking some damage. It is getting quite tight here.
Oh no! Rio, there's no floors for Diminish to work with. That's the entire basis of their defense. They love to use the floors as destructibility to help out, but now instead, goo walls have risen up. But the lives of Ape Aura may very well fall down. Is that the case? No. A heal beam is out, but Ape Aura is surrounded. Diminish have the chance to unleash a firing squad, but Udriconi, we've seen it so much throughout this series, plays so far away from his team. He's meant to be a distraction factor, to be the pincer maneuver, but now a 2v3, all the police, all of it diminished, have melted down the rest of the Ape Aura. Where's the aura? Where are the apes? Udriconi's the only one that could very well save the day. He's the only survivor.
He did it too. They have 20 seconds left from the respawn, and by the time they do it, Diminish will not have a lot of time to just dive onto this point. It will be a last second panic attempt at a steal, but I hate to say it.
Diminish do that.
Ape Aura's looking good. They're building their defenses. The spawn gods better be kind to Diminish. And even at that, I don't think that there is a chance for this to go off. But boy, they are going to try. There's the counting. They've got 3 seconds to get on it. And no, they have lost it. There's no way, even if they hold it, that they get it. Time is up. And somehow Ape Aura have walked away from this victorious. What a great way to wrap up Group C.
By a frog's hair, Ape Aura was able to achieve victory. A one-group fight at the very, very end, all by the hands of Udriconi not being exactly where everybody else was and sniping away the rest of Diminish was enough for Ape Aura to barely clinch out that victory.
Yeah, that was so wild and unexpected, and just everything that you can say about these two teams. It was a great clash, a true way to wrap up this group.
Unbelievable. We had excitement in different ways in every single group today. We went to the very, very edge in Group C. I really cannot wait to see what's going to be happening if this is the beginning of the season. We're looking to have so much chaos throughout the entirety of not just this season, everybody, but think about how many seasons we're going to have in this game's lifespan. We'll be super old men. We will have a double the record collection, maybe even 2
Mm,
fireplaces in your room.
two
Season 50.
fireplaces.
Yeah, Udrakoni's kid will be here doing the same
Ah.
exact thing. It's gonna be a long, long time of a lot of heroics in this game.
Yeah, and I mean that's a great way of putting it. Honestly, like we have set this league up to go for the distance, go the long years and years of the finals, and I really hope that we do see more things develop. But just talking about developing, Ape Aura. Like they developed their strategy,
Oh,
they
yeah.
developed their plan. Just every little bit of that was perfect. A little bit of luck on their end, and a little bit of Yuji Koni being in the right place at the right time and just finding the right kills. But boy, as it got down to that last 1v1, you just didn't know which way it was going to go. And to me, that is the finals. That's where the chaos, the energy, and just everything that you want in there. You don't know which way it's going to go, and it turns into a true battle of skill. Who has the aim? Who has the ability to play the time, play the battles? It's just, yeah. I absolutely loved today. And with all that said, let's take a look at the point distribution because there have been a lot of points at play.
Still Envy, number 1, Nightmare not too far behind, but I gotta say, Nightmare versus Envy was also a very close series.
hmm Yeah, this was a great breakdown. We could still see that there was some movement going on. A few people stayed the same, but a lot more points have been added to the board. And really, just kind of looking at it, Group A still looking quite strong. There is a definite divide between these groups, and maybe it's a strong start, maybe it's a strong continuing force. But yeah, this is the way that they are shaking up so far. And honestly, they have been some wonderful groups.
Absolutely. Loved what I watched today. It was so fun to be, even as a last second caster, normally I'm
Yeah.
Mr. Host, was an incredible treat to see. And who knows, maybe we'll have to have more emergency casters more often.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a wonderful time casting with you, Keg. I'm glad that we
Oh.
got to do it, and yeah.
Oh, you know
Oh,
what? I just remembered something. You know
hmm,
how SSG barely lost out for being on the mainstream by
yeah.
$150 in game? I
Mhm.
found where the $150 went. It went to
Oh,
the Luck Cup!
absolutely. And guys, if you want to join into the battle, Luck Cup number 2 is happening with the unique band format. We tested this in Luck Cup number 1, and you know what? Luck is back again to bring it again. So it was quite fun. And if you want to sign up for all of you viewers out there, there will be some more information. What is that, Brita? In the Discord, or is there a link or anything going on? Post it on the website, join the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, what are you guys doing? It's one of the best
Yeah,
places to be
exactly.
in.
It's the
And
only Discord server around. We deleted all the
yeah,
others.
all of them. Oh
All of
no.
them. Every single one.
But what about my Discord with my family?
Oh,
They're
no, that's
gone
gone.
now.
You're
That's
all of
gone.
them are gone. Discord's gone. The family's gone. All that's left is the finals Discord. That's all that's your family now.
I'm sorry, Grandma. No more chatting with you. No more late night zombie
Grandma's over
movies.
here.
Don't know what to say. Grandma's
I'm
over
sorry,
there.
she's a late night zombie now too, unfortunately. She's not playing the finals.
Oh, well, you know what? After all of these matches, I'm a pretty much a zombie too. So I think that that is a great way to wrap it up. And boy, what a wonderful day it was in the finals. And you know what? We have a lot more coming up as well. There's more play days and more as we lead up to the grand major coming up in just, oh, what is it? About 50 days?
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll be going, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Oh
I'll be
yeah,
there.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll talk to John Embark. Don't you worry. But with that being said, though, we need to go eat our pasta steaks with juice and goo. So we'll see you all next time. Have a good night, everybody.